Welcome to the Garage with Evan and Friends. Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. Get us on all your podcast medias except Spotify, because who cares about Spotify? Check us out on YouTube. The videos are guys. The videos are working. We fixed it.
Fucking finally, I'll tell you that.
Marty Score. I'm over here just dicing them up. To my left, as always, the rookie producer of the year, Mr. Ryan Rickus.
What's up? What's up? I was leaning into your camera deal.
I know. I always mess up. And across. We thought we were having one guest. We kind of have two.
We definitely have two.
Oh shit! There's Ryan. Well, no, it's definitely two living people. If that's what you meant. Mr. Most likely to be in Rolling Stone magazine, Mr. Ryan Haddon.
You went all the way back to 09 for that.
Yeah,
bro.
I did my research, bro. And his lovely companion, Miss Joy Sedano. Sorry, we didn't know. Joy, we forgot your headphones. It's Rye's.
Yeah,
it's Rye's fault.
It's 100% my fault.
Well, I'll call you Rick since there's two Ryes in the house. You'll be Rick. You'll be Rye. Right. Joy, you'll be Joy.
You got that, Joy?
I think I got it down.
Let me move the camera because now you both can be in it.
Yeah.
Joy, remember freshman year you had mono?
Sure did.
I knew you for I knew you for like 2 weeks and didn't see you again until sophomore year.
Yep.
We were lab partners, and then one day you just never came back. I was like, oh shit. What happened to that chick, Joy?
Yeah, it's kind of like my thing.
Wasn't there a girl named Joy that was here? No, it's crazy.
I'm a 5-time monoer.
Yeah. I'm here and then I'm not. And then sometimes I come back, sometimes I don't.
It was very crazy because obviously I didn't know you. I just moved here freshman year. I was like, okay, here's Joy. She's my lab partner. Boom, gone.
Where did you move here from again?
Yeah.
Philly. Tacony, bro. Look it up.
Shit.
Look it up. Awesome. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Thanks
Like I said, they got out of their cars. They started walking up. I was like, we got a couple of hipsters in town.
Oh, snap.
That's what happens when you lived in New York. Moved to New York.
Yeah, been there.
So when Rye lives in New York.
Yeah.
When'd you move to New York?
2013. Yeah. 2013.
Shit.
Been there for like either 2013 or 2014. I don't remember.
Where? Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
The whole time, Brooklyn.
Dude,
yeah, I
you
moved
hit.
there after college and shit like that. And
You love it?
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I can imagine it's a
a lot
lot
of fun.
different
It's a lot
than living
different.
in the small town of Cinnaminson,
It's a lot
but
different. You can't get a hoagie anywhere, bro.
oh shit.
Yeah, they don't know what a hoagie is.
What do they call it, a hero?
Yeah.
Like I'm chewing on fucking Batman's calf over here.
The chopped cheese is the king up there.
Chopped cheese?
Chopped cheese.
Explain that.
Ground beef.
They chop their
Tacos.
cheese. What don't you fucking get?
I like
ground beef
tacos.
sauteed with cheese and onions and whatever else, like peppers and mushrooms normally, and then you get like lettuce and onions.
It sounds good.
Tomatoes.
Mushrooms really freak me out.
You don't like mushrooms?
Nah, it tastes like baby toes to me. Like the consistency is like a baby toe.
How many baby?
Which I love baby toes. I mean, just
How many baby toes have you
Who
taken?
doesn't? Who doesn't love baby
when
toes?
you get a little baby foot and you're just like,
Instead of like feeding you Gerber as a kid, your parents fed you baby toes.
I had a couple.
the toes of the neighbor boys.
Interesting. All right,
That's
Brooklyn.
How they do in Philly.
Yeah, I guess baby toes in the streets. So how? Go ahead, dude.
No, I was just gonna go back to Brooklyn
Go ahead.
and New York and not New York. Joy. So Joy, you don't live in New York.
I don't. I'm still in Cinnaminson.
Are you upset that you don't live in New York?
Oh shit! She never
know.
thought about it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Am I upset that I don't live in New York? No,
Right.
like kind of like.
You would.
You don't want to move to New York.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God. It
5
took-
minutes in,
I
we
was gonna
started
say it
the
took
fight.
4.5 minutes.
Whoa.
Yo,
It took 4.5 minutes.
You're
You're
throwing
setting
me.
her up, dude.
Yeah.
Of course she wants to move to New York. Shut up.
Guys, this is an intervention. Now, I'll be
We
your
forgot to tell
couple
you that.
therapist today. My name is Evan.
Oh shit.
So you excited to move to New York? Let me
Yeah.
change it that way.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
totally different than over here. So fast
Do you
paced.
like Philly? Like, do you go over to Philly and
Yeah.
hang out and stuff? And
I used to work in Philly. I went to
Okay.
school in Philly. Philly's all right.
It's dirty.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. But every city is. Right?
Every city's dirty. Can I say
that's our
something?
city, though. That's our city.
Yo, can I?
No,
s-
you're right. You're right.
Can I say something? And this is, we'll probably all agree. I'm not going to offend anybody.
You're gonna offend me. I'll take it.
All cities are kind of the same. So like people are like, I love to travel and shit like that. If you're gonna travel, I don't feel like going city to city is like what you want to do to travel. You might want to go somewhere and see like some shit.
Yeah.
But like a city like New York and Philly, well, they're both really big cities. Obviously, New York is like super populated and shit like that. But like, you can still walk down the street and go to a fucking concert here. You can get something here and eat next to it. There's a sushi place next to that, and then there's 55 bars on every single. Like, there's just shit everywhere.
They're also 2 hours apart.
Right.
Yeah, they're close.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah,
they're
exactly,
Not,
right.
You
They're
can
not
go-
going to be too different.
Yeah, they're not gonna be too different. I'm
All
guessing.
all the East Coast cities, except I think for Boston, because like Boston's Boston's kind of big if you look at it, like in terms of
yeah,
area.
not that many
Spot
people
size,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, but then there's like the suburbs of Boston, in which they kind of consider still Boston, but like
You've been to
Philly
Boston?
and New York, yeah.
You've been to Boston?
I have not. No.
You've been to Boston?
Nope.
I've never been to Boston. Real clicky. You know what? You know what?
Yeah, if you're not from Dorchester, fuck you.
And you know what? Fuck Boston. How about that? I said it. Fuck
If
Boston.
you want to know about Boston, just watch The Town.
Yeah.
There you go. But I
Microprocessors.
I don't know if I agree that
Departed.
all cities are the same.
All right. Well,
Like
prove
they-
me wrong.
L.A. is like, I've been to L.A.
I mean,
I've been to
weather's
LA for a
different.
bit. Well, no, it's also just like massive.
Vegans and shit.
Well, yeah, and also, but like there's like
I feel like there's a
the
different feel
neighborhoods.
too.
Yeah, the
Like
feel,
there's a different feel in the city when you, like, even just I haven't been to a ton of cities, but like even just going back to Philly and New York, getting off the train in Manhattan is like a different feel than going into Center City. I don't know. I don't know.
Go ahead. Keep
Yeah,
going.
No, I don't really know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
No, well, if you guys don't know, I hate traveling, so that's why I just put shit in my mind to keep me
He's
not
trying to
moving.
discourage
yeah,
everyone
no, I
else.
listened to that episode with where you talk about your honeymoon. How you hate traveling.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have paid $1 million to teleport home.
That was my. That was one with my cousin with Marky.
Yeah,
Right,
Mark.
He's
Your
trying
other
to-
cousin's coming on next week.
The standing kielbasa.
Yeah, big old Frankenfoot. Yeah, Lauren's coming on next week.
Is she really?
Yeah,
Nice.
we're gonna talk about yoga pants and shit.
Nice.
He's trying to discourage everyone from traveling. Don't stop traveling because Ev said not to travel.
I'm just saying everything's the same.
No.
Hey.
Brazil is just like Wildwood. Like there's no reason. There's no reason to go to Brazil into the villas or
I
whatever
feel
the fuck
like
they call
you're
them.
kind of not wrong there.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. I don't
Different
know.
language, but everybody's tan.
The sand.
barefoot.
They both have carnival.
Prom weekend
It doesn't
every
matter.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
Cops are just trying to take your beers. That's all it is. It's all a scam.
I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
When you put it like that.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's a
Yeah.
little tidbit of info.
So obviously, everything's different. I'm just saying city-wise. I mean, you go country-wise, London's going to be different, but actually, probably London's got to be close to New York.
She would know.
I think London's much doper than New York.
Of course, because you're not American going into an un-American place. You're probably like, oh, these people have cool accents.
But I also think
I'm
that
a food guy though, so like I don't
You're-
want to. You want? Nah, that would just be so
I think you're shrinking it
stereotypical
down
what I was
into
gonna
being
say.
like there's a lot of people and there's tall buildings and there's stuff to do. So what's different about it?
London's cleaner.
Did
There
New
you go.
York? No shit.
And Philly.
No shit.
And I don't know. It's like more organized. Like people like know what, like when they're walking, they're not all like walking like into each other. There's like
New York, it's a free for all.
There's lanes.
yeah, pretty much.
I'm a-
There is.
There should be
There
lanes.
is.
actually.
Human
Now that you
traffic
think
lights.
about it, there should
I
be
walk,
lanes.
Yeah,
I
there
walk
is.
in New York like you drive on the turnpike. I'm just like,
Stay in the right lane and just.
just get it.
Right.
Weaving in and out, just like get out of my way.
Or just wide shoulders and just truck forward. You move, motherfucker.
That's how the Japanese do it. I've been to Japan.
That's
an
why they're
island.
leading the world. I'll tell you that.
That's an island.
We went to when did we went to Ireland? Was that last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago when we were in Dublin. Like Dublin
Dublin.
was different because it was old.
Yeah.
It was like it looked still kind of like medieval. Almost,
like
you know,
that.
the structure, and we stayed.
There's still stone
yeah,
shit.
and we
Yeah.
stayed downtown in this we got this dope Airbnb down in the middle of the city next to Dublin Castle. So we were like had this like awesome view right above this like the main square in Dublin.
How big's Dublin Castle if you could like compare it to something?
I mean, I'm sure it was a bigger castle before they built the city around.
Oh,
it.
it's not that big.
It's, I mean,
It's the size of a dick.
it's
Sporting's
like
good.
it's like a historical building now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's
Right, it's the same thing. Like I see the Liberty Bell, I'm like, well, I'm all set here. It's a bell with a
Wrap it up.
crack in it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought it was
Does it
going to look
have-
like. It's a belt.
All right, let me rephrase it then. A lot of no, because you're going to disagree with me anyway. All right, I was just going to say a lot of American cities are more alike than if you start going abroad. how you like this word? You start going abroad.
Abroad was a big word, huh?
Thank you.
That's a big word for you.
I know that from Nat Geo, Locked Up Abroad.
There you go.
That was a good show. But I'm saying, all right, if you go abroad and you start hitting Europe, obviously that's a whole lot of older shit. America's not that old.
Mm-mm.
So,
True.
1776, 300 years. 2.5.
Right. Well, they were
200 and a
here
half.
before 1776.
Is that kind of creepy? 200 and a half. Like, 200 is a long time, but then you think about it, you're like, it's not that long.
Yeah. It really is.
My grandmom was almost 100. So that means just her mom. Her mom probably had slaves.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
My grandmom's a
Slaves-
bitch, dude. Her grandmom had slaves.
Slaves.
Bullshit.
Slaves. When was the Civil War? Like late 1800s, wasn't it?
1886.
That's not that long ago,
Yeah,
man.
but didn't
It
like,
definitely wasn't 1886. Civil
I
War?
think it was. A
I'll
little
t-
It was
earlier.
definitely 1776.
No,
that
that's,
was the Revolutionary
that's the Revolutionary War.
What's the Civil War?
The Civil War was.
Oh, that's
the
Confederates
North,
and
the North for the South.
the blue and the reds.
Yeah.
Yeah, the North for the South.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If it was, I want to say it was like late 1800s, right?
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, I seen Gangs in New
Early.
York, and it was probably 20 years before that. And Gangs in New York was probably 1901. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, and that's 1899. So a little bit before that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago.
It's fucked up.
But if you keep things smaller, 2000 was 19 years ago, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is what it feels like to be old.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
I
showing
don't
that.
feel old, but 2000 was 19
Like 10 years
ago.
ago was 2009 when
We've
we
been out of high
graduated
school 10 years.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, class of 09.
I had this conversation.
Yeah.
I had this conversation
Team on
with,
three,
my,
1, 2, 3.
with my Uber driver today when I was coming back.
Oh, you took an Uber from New York?
Well, I took a bus down there. I took an Uber from the bus station.
God, even that type of traveling gives me
How,
the heebie-jeebies.
how long did that take you?
Yeah, I think 2 hours tops.
Oh, really?
No, it's not bad at all.
So it was a New York to Philly bus.
In New York to Cherry Hill.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they drop you off at 38 on 38
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Damn right.
That's
And
where
then-
Rye lives.
It's right,
then,
right around the house,
Rye
right around
lives
the
in
corner from me.
And
He
this
lives
dude named
above the
Phil.
You
Old
should have called me.
Navy
I
at
could have
Cherry
picked you
Hill
up.
I didn't know that you lived over there.
I was right around the corner.
But yeah, this dude was like, I was like, yeah, man. It's like, it's been 10 years since I've been in high school. And we're just like talking about random stuff. And he was like, yeah, it's been 30 for me. And I was like, well, then never mind.
I'm not even 30 years old.
Do me a favor, eyes on the road.
I love when the old guys are just like, oh, I have a pair of jeans as old as
Fill
you.
up-
You're just like, throw the fuck out.
time to retire those.
Get some new fucking jeans.
Yeah, I hate that shit when old heads say that. Or the best is when old heads are like, I'm fucking up these cameras. When old heads are like, there's like, oh, dude, when I was your age, I'm like, no, you fucking didn't. You've been fat since you were 25. Get the fuck out of here with that weak shit. I hate that stuff.
But back to being old, and did you
Oh,
guys
sure.
see? Did you guys see the first picture of the black hole
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
Just came out, and it's like a real fuzzy picture. But and then later I saw the first picture of Pluto
Yeah.
that was like 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's fuzzy. It looks shitty.
And then
now
they
have a
zoom out
picture
even
that's like,
further, and it's Trump's asshole, and that's just his left nut.
But
Got
now-
him.
Now they have. Now they have a picture of Pluto that's like you. It looks like you're right
Yeah.
above it, like the
Yeah.
same pictures that they have of Earth. So that was only 20 years. So now they have a picture of a black hole.
Yeah, if you just
In 20 years.
just measure it by the pictures that we get from space.
Exactly. Technology.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is Pluto back in now?
Yeah, I thought it was. Uranus isn't a planet either.
No.
Everything
they
I
got
ever-
rid of
Wait,
it?
no.
Everything I ever
What?
knew. Guys, the Earth is flat. My mind is blown. Like I don't.
Oh my god.
I don't even get it. Like
You're a flat earther, man.
I like everybody knows Christopher Columbus was just going and just fell off. Like,
That's why he's not around anymore.
where's Chris Columbus at when you need him?
He's not.
He fell off the Earth.
That's
obviously,
the only reason that he's not here anymore.
makes no sense. You can't go
Anyway,
around the
that's
world. You have
great.
to just go front and back. It's like
Well, there's-
I hate flat earth.
makes no
flat
fu-
earthers so.
it's literally just people trying to be part of a team. That makes no sense. There's satellites. There's a. I don't even have to explain
Photoshop,
it.
bro.
I don't
Fucking
even have to explain it.
Photoshop.
It's just fear. It's just fear.
But I just found out that they consider the Antarctica is supposed to be a circle all the way around the flat Earth. I didn't understand like how Earth.
That's
ended.
where NASA is, and they protect they protect no
Oh,
one
okay.
going
Yeah,
over.
yeah, dude.
Oh,
That's-
that's smart.
that's-
That's smart of NASA
Now hold on.
to protect
No,
people. From
you guys
doing
are
that
right.
shit.
I got to bring this up because I've actually Googled this. That, no, because I wanted to know like what goes through these people's minds.
Right, I just found out about the ice, and I was like, okay, that makes a little sense. Like they tried to come up with something that makes
But
sense,
I just want to know a picture.
and that makes more sense than
I heard-
like that you go in the water and then the water's just falling off.
I heard one
Okay.
conspiracy theory that was like the Earth is flat, but it's like kind of like a disc. But then like there's like a portal in the space like
Of
above
course.
the flat Earth that like is a projection that makes us think
Ooh.
that the
Oh.
Earth is round.
So what you're saying is we're on the Truman Show,
Yeah.
and
The moon talks to you when you're bad.
This is way
All
too
right, so-
complicated to be real.
So here we go. This makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah,
see, go to that.
Oh, there it
with,
is.
with the UFOs.
There's Trump's
sick.
spaceship.
Go to that next picture. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
So all the water just goes
Water's
into
just
the
falling.
into the
So
world.
there's just fog around
This
it.
is not the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah,
right,
like-
exactly.
Hey, that would be a great button to put on Joy's jacket right now. But I'm just saying, like,
You wish you had this.
yeah, I do. I would have to cut the sleeves off, obviously. So we're looking at a
approve it.
picture of what flat Earth would look like, and it makes no fucking sense. So it literally looks like the water is running off.
The
See,
edge.
see, that's not
the
the
edge.
real.
Wait, there's an upside down to it.
Like, right, what would be the bottom?
Is there no bottom?
There is no bottom.
So then China. See,
Yeah,
no, that makes-
there you
We're
go.
bottomless.
All right, so why would
No,
every.
on that picture they had all the continents on one. It's just a flat. It's like a flat map, basically.
So it's
Why-
a frisbee.
We're
Exactly.
looking at the moon. That's a
Toss the
fucking
sky.
circle. So why would
I got
everything
it.
else?
I fucking got it.
Why would everything else not be like the Earth is flat, but everything else is like the moon is right there.
Yeah.
I love when
It's a-
people are like,
it's a
"How come we
fucking-
haven't been back to the moon if we've really been to the moon?"
It's an optical
There's
illusion.
nothing on the moon to go for.
Yeah.
The
There's
moon
no
being,
reason to go to
the
the
moon
moon.
being round is an optical illusion. Don't you know that? It's flat. It's just facing us.
Oh.
I thought they had like
Just thought
I
of
thought
that.
they had like dope cheese, bro.
I don't know
True.
what they
We need to get back up there. They got that from under.
What up, Chels?
Hey,
How are you?
how are you?
We're talking about flat Earth.
Chels,
here,
we're
Chels.
just discussing flat Earth and your theories.
Chels says she doesn't
Yeah,
have
you
any
shouldn't.
theories.
Nobody should. Oh, here we go. This one moves.
That
So
one
the
has like a
bottom-
mountain.
That's cool.
Bert has that that tattoo. Shout out to Bert. All those like weird emoji things put together.
Really?
Yeah. See, this makes no sense. All right, there's no reason to discuss flat Earth for more than 5 minutes.
We already gave
I'd-
it too much time.
I'd have to second
All right.
that.
Anyway,
Back to New York.
back to Rye.
Yeah. So you live in New York.
And what the hell do you do there? What a broad question. What the hell do you do in New York? Now we know you work in movies and stuff, or something like that. And we
Why don't you just let him explain it?
well, we wanted. We were
Gonna
we were
see you too.
we were see each else. Watch Lana.
Is she right here?
Probably.
Alright, I'll go this
She's
The front door's
she's
locked.
excited.
So whatever you want to do.
one. I have a key.
You have a key to your house,
I
right?
live here.
Because we were making a joke. We're like, yo, all right, Rye's going to walk in here and just be like, look at this shit equipment. I worked on Taken 3. This is shit.
I didn't work on Taken 3.
Dude,
Take-
where's
Take
my
Three is a great
Dude,
movie.
where's my daughter?
Just Ashton Kutcher instead
Yeah.
of Liam Neeson. Dude, where's my daughter?
Ashton
3?
Kutcher and Keanu Reeves.
No, I work mainly on commercials and TV shows as a camera assistant. I'm in a union's called the International Cinematographers Union, which is Local 600, and that's the union that serves most major productions in New York in terms of movies and TVs and commercials and stuff like that. I've worked on my main gig for a while was Elementary on CBS with Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu. The Sherlock
Lucy
Holmes.
Liu, dude, I have a crush on her. She didn't make my top 5 when we did crushes, but she there.
She was.
She there. Kill Bill and Charlie's Angels?
Who doesn't?
For show. I don't even know what kind of Asian she is, not to be disrespectful to all the Asians, but like, is she probably she's not Japanese because their eyes are more round because they get surgeries.
She was born in New York. I think she's Chinese.
I would say
I
Chinese
think her
too.
parents are Chinese.
The
I could be
Koreans get
wrong,
or
don't hold me
Japanese have
to
a
it.
circle. The Koreans get the cuts.
Let's move on.
Hey, look it up. I can Google it. If you want.
No, it's okay.
We don't fact check around here that often.
So what do you do?
So
So we have your title.
'Cause
What's your
I already
day-to-day?
I knew you had skill because you jumped me in TV production. me and Kev McDevitt were in TV production together. Mr. Wilson loved shout out to Mr. Wilson and Marquise
He's listening to this
Murders.
and he's like, nah, delete.
Marquise Murders
No,
and
let's
Jackie
not say
Jones. That was our group. It was fantastic. And then we just had a bunch of just stragglers. So we had a bunch of weird. I don't know. Of course, I'm making this about me. We just asked him a question and I'm just bringing it back to me and just bringing up
Hold that answer, Ryan.
bringing up a story about myself right now. Should I keep going?
Yeah, keep going. You
So
started.
TV
going,
production.
bro.
So which TV production is just like very basic?
There was basic, yeah, the basic TV class.
Yeah, basic TV class teaches
I
you
was
how
in
to do.
that.
It was an elective. So
Was I? Were we in the same class?
No,
we were
you were with like
classes.
Ivory Meyer and all the gangsters and
And, like,
shit.
Mark and
the people
Joe.
who really wanted to do it,
'Cause
not
you
the
sta-
people who had to do it just to fucking pass.
Didn't you and those other people start the advanced class? Wasn't there no advanced class before you
There
guys?
wasn't, and then they got one. Mr. Wilson, like, I don't know how they do. I don't know how they create new classes. Like, I guess
They just gotta ask.
it's like, are you? Yeah, but like, they gotta get the funding, right? Because that,
I guess, yeah.
well, especially that class required.
Well, of his money he saved
Better-
up from working at
well,
Hollywood Video before he before he shot on over. Yo, so
Don't trash my boy, dog.
no, I loved him. He was a good dude. He loved
He's a
us,
man.
dude. I got to reach out to him and have him send the CD. I hope he still has like the videos saved of like the
No way. From
Dude.
10 years ago? No.
I think they have them on YouTube.
dude.
Well, no, some of
Some
them.
of them,
Some of
alright.
them.
So
They don't have
we were
all
with
of
a
them.
bunch of weirdos. So obviously me and Kev. Shout out to all the weirdos. So it was
You know
me,
who you
me
are.
Kev, and Marquise were a group, and we would just make Marquise do all the shit. Me and Kev would just play like pinball or whatever we did on mini clips, whatever the miniclip.com.
Miniclip.com.
Yeah. So we just play games against each other. We link up and play like pool and shit. But when it came time to acting, since everybody was like so, I guess
Shy.
shy. Yeah, I
You
was
guys
just-
weren't.
we weren't shy. See, like that's the right word to use. I'm so aggressive. I'm like, yeah, all these nerdy kids and stuff. Like, but they came up with like all these like awesome ideas, but like they weren't wanting to act. So obviously, me, Kev, and Jackie Jones were like, we'll fucking act them out. Completely butchered every one of their ideas. So they're like, yeah, just read it over, do this and this. Me and Kev were like, sure, guy, and just completely, dude. There's some videos. Me and him have our shirts off doing beer goggles and stuff. So we put a thing of. I'm wearing a shirt, and I was not in shape anyway, but I'm wearing a shirt. Kev was jacked, but I'm wearing a shirt.
Halfway to full sleeve.
And then, who, me?
Yeah,
definitely. I had to cover up this horrible body. So, I forget who did it, and they put sunglasses over the camera, and as they're putting the glasses over the camera, my shirt comes off somehow. Like they're beer goggles, like that was like our premise, like...
You said your shirt comes off somehow?
Yeah, well, yeah, I took it off.
I
but
was
just
standing
saying,
there, and then my shirt
But
was
it's like-
gone.
it was a
Ryan,
beer
it's called
goggles
movie
skit.
magic, bro.
Yeah,
There you
movie
go.
magic, bro. Who
Don't be
knows?
such a critic.
So I'm sitting there with just my saggy little kid man tits, and I'm just like, I thought it was hilarious at the time. I would love to see it now. So many. We did Maury Povich.
You know, we did. So remember, it was that cinema? It's like the Spirit Week, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we did a video for Spirit Week, and we did like Mark, Tumis, and Ivory, and I did all these little segments introducing the different videos we did for Spirit Week, and like there was like a video about football, there's a video about like, you know, all the stuff, and we did one for the football team.
Oh boy.
Where I was like dressed up as like a pirate, like running from the football team
We'll
around
start
the school,
benching
and like Mr. Kine was not happy with it.
Chuck Kine.
At all.
Shout out to Charlie Kine.
And we were just like, because we was kind of like, we were making a joke, you know? But like,
Who was your freshman coach at that time?
I don't know. He's
Yeah.
aggressive.
It was
He's an
something.
aggressive English teacher. I know that.
I think it was junior. But like, we just like we did like a video for the Waterfest where I was crawling across the baseball field saying that I needed water or else I was going to die. As like the intro to the Waterfest video.
True, definitely. For sure. Makes sense.
The shit that you come up with.
Oh, horrible. We had horrible ideas. Horrible ideas.
And like, then it just like went from there.
But could you imagine watching them now?
Oh,
Other
yeah.
than being
Oh.
absolute trash, but
Yeah.
like...
I did.
But Mr. Wilson edited them. It's not like... I mean, obviously he knew what he was doing. The best.
He
You know how, like,
he
you would
edited
flick it-
yours? I thought that was the class.
We did it
like,
ourselves.
I didn't do shit.
You learned,
I didn't do a fucking thing.
I thought
The
that,
truth
that was
comes
the
out.
class that you learned how to edit it.
So I was just waiting. I was literally like just like a bullshit actor, just waiting for them. We're ready for you, Mr. Lewis. I was like, coming. Don't worry, I'll be there.
We get in
But,
my
like,
room.
Like he would put that sign on like live.
Yeah.
And that's when they were recording.
Yeah.
And God, would we just butcher that?
I did.
Like me and Kev would be talking background. You'd hear Mr. I can hear you guys. Like, he was like, oh shit.
Sorry about that. I remember I didn't take it till senior year,
Mm-hmm.
and I was jealous because obviously I couldn't go into the advanced
Yeah,
class
yeah.
without
Me,
taking the
holding the boom mic.
beginner class.
And we used to purposely hit the kid in the head, get the mic out of the shot, and you just sit there and like just like tickle the top of his head. And just, dude, the dumbest shit would make me laugh, dude. Kevin McDevitt, shout out to Kevin McDevitt.
But I was
Funny
upset that
as
I couldn't do the advanced because I had to do the beginners first.
Yeah.
So in the beginners, you guys were doing all cool shit, and we were just like learning how to use everything.
Yeah.
So he was like, I just want you to get this shot and do this and then edit those two together. And we're like, that's boring, man.
Yeah.
So I convinced him to do the music video.
Oh yeah.
And
You
now
were good
I
at
know
that.
that we did
He
we
was
did
good.
ours in my basement. There was, I don't know,
Everybody.
10 people in there that we did music video. I'm cutting it together, and then
So
while I was
good.
putting it together, people were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Because everyone else, the goal of the project was to get 3 different angles, I think,
Yeah.
with the music video, and then you would put those together and then cut the audio of the camera.
Right, that's how
and
acting
add the
goes, right?
audio.
Like you have to do each
Ah.
scene 3 times, and they just do it from 3 different.
I mean, sometimes more than 3 times.
Oh, I'm sure.
It depends.
Hey,
on how many people are
Hey,
in
I'm
the
a
scene.
novice over here, all right? Elementary, give me a break.
Yo.
No, you do it 3 times.
No,
that's
you
it,
do
you're
it 3
done.
times. De Niro only does 3.
Nero does 1, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
probably.
get that
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. All right, this is good, right?
His
Next.
time is money, and
I'll
he does
talk to
not
you.
give a shit.
But everyone else was just doing like an angle from straight on, then like underneath, and
Yeah.
like maybe over top, and they're editing together. And I had
The one
videos
from
of
behind and the
exactly. I had videos of 20 people in my basement
Oh,
screaming,
fantastic.
playing with instruments and smacking each other and all that kind of stuff. And I'm editing
Finger
it together,
popping
and
each other's ass out.
people are like, "Dude, what the fuck is this? This is awesome!" And I was like, "It's the same project you're doing, asshole. This thing outside the
better.
box." Yeah. So after that, he
What was the
like,
song you did? I remember what song it was.
I remember I did. Well, we did 2 because the following year or the following semester, TJ Lee was in it, and we did that in my basement too. So I
Shout out to
did.
TJ Lee, episode 30 something.
I did. This is how we do it,
Yeah, it was fantastic.
and he did Good Vibrations.
Nice.
I don't
and they were
remember
both
that one.
Nice.
He
They were
would be
both,
Marky Mark though. If
yeah.
there was a guy from Cineminton that was Marky Mark, it's TJ Lee.
The
No
embodiment.
doubt.
The embodiment of Marky Mark.
He is Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch. All right, what
So
else?
back- so back
go
to
back
Rye.
to
Yeah.
go back to Rye. We talk every weekend or every week.
Everyone's like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Yeah, we know you too, you
telling
idiots.
these bullshit stories.
yeah, but they keep coming back for you guys.
Damn right. Damn right. they
Maybe.
do.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I put up that story today, and I think it was
I think
the at Rye Swaggin.
I got my haircut today by Eddie Podgen over at
Shout out to
Crystal.
Eddie.
And I told him first of all when I walked in he goes, "Yo, you're doing the podcast tonight?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right." I saw the
Jackpot.
thing.
Yeah. Jackpot.
And then he was like, "Dude, I don't." And then we talked about what would be like the top 5 of.
I asked Eddie to come on. He's scared.
And
He's
he was-
scared little boy.
He was telling me what his top 5 was, and I was like, "Damn, dude."
So you
right.
stole his top 5.
No,
so
I
you're,
didn't steal
so
top
you're
5.
plagiarizing your top 5. Your barber gave you your top 5 today.
No, no.
It's a good place to go for top 5.
It is. He
My
knows a lot of
first,
shit.
my number 1 is gonna be one that will be
Okay.
you guys won't even be aware of.
Well, if it's an
I mean,
Asian
you're
movie,
aware of.
probably.
It's probably an Asian movie.
This is going to be a hard one. This is a anime series, volume 2.
From 1997.
Yeah. Kadushi Madosha.
That was a great series. I'll
Yeah,
tell you that.
I'll
That
tell
was
you
a great
what.
series.
It was a
Just,
spin-off of Dragon Ball.
Made me
Yeah.
bawl my eyes out.
We'll get to it.
Anyway,
Elementary.
Yeah.
Who was a prick on set and who wasn't? No.
start calling some people out. I
Call
swear to
people
God.
out. What actors suck?
Otherwise, we're deleting this whole goddamn episode.
No, like what's
No,
the,
everyone
like
was
how
great.
long are the days? Like I'm sure it's just like
12
a,
hours minimum.
Okay.
Most of the days so normally we do 5 days a week, 12 days, 12 hours a day.
Salary?
No,
No, don't tell me how much you
We're,
make.
hour,
I'm just
we're
mean,
hourly.
like,
We're hourly. We're
all right,
hourly.
so
paid.
like at least like if you're
Well,
staying a long day.
so we're union.
Don't. I didn't mean to ask you how much you make.
No,
I
I'm
just
not
meant,
gonna. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just.
No,
we're
no.
union based.
All right, I was
So
just
we
gonna
get-
say like, it's not like you're getting a base salary and all of a sudden like, all right, we're doing 16
No.
hours a day, and you're just like,
No,
fuck you.
no, because we're union based. We get paid hourly.
Nice.
After 8 is overtime,
Oh, okay.
so time and a half.
So at least it's worth it when you guys.
After what was it? After 12, it's double.
Beautiful.
So
So-
if you go into some crazy stuff, and there's also like meal penalties and stuff where if you don't get a break every 6 hours, you get paid
Sure.
every half hour when you don't have a break.
Awesome.
And so like you get, I mean, you still got to like buy into the system of being up for a long time.
Oh yeah, it doesn't make it. At least you're getting somewhat.
And a lot of
rewarded.
productions are good about like if you're somewhere far from where you live, if you request a hotel room and
Oh,
stuff like
nice.
that, you can get a hotel or like get a safety ride, like a safety cab ride home, and be safe.
Right, they confiscate you.
Yeah, there's a K in there. I'm pretty sure.
Because
Factotor.
yeah, so because back in the day, I think that the industry was not good with that, and there were some situations that happened
Backlash a little bit.
Right.
where some people either were injured or passed away.
Well, Luckily, the union's good and bad. I have my thoughts on it because I'm in the union too, so it's good. But like you said, if you were salary, you'd be just getting fucked. They just hammer you into the ground.
Yeah, you get
But at
paid.
least you get paid by the hour, so at least you know you're getting something out of the.
Exactly.
I mean, you're still working hard and shit, but you're just like, all right, at least I know.
Yeah, and like we also have like, I mean, for us, we have daily minimums of hours if we get paid. So if we work less than that, we get paid a certain rate regardless.
Right. If you do 5 hours, you're still getting.
So you're
8.
still getting paid for 8.
Beautiful.
You know. So like, but that's the thing though. It's like if you work at like an 8.5 hour day, you're like, wow, that kind of sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that extra
It's not
$4.
really. It's not really like.
Yeah.
No,
worth it.
you said 5 days, 12 hours a day. Is that because you're not the director? Like
No,
does
that's
it
just that's
scale upward.
No, that's just like the way it goes.
That's what everyone's putting in.
It's been like that. It's for every. I mean, the Teamsters, like the guys who drive the trucks and
I'm
stuff
a
like
Teamster, bro.
that. Are you?
What's up?
Good for you, man.
What's up, dog?
The Teamsters, they do. I mean, they do longer hours, but they
I was
also.
gonna say I don't think he's a Teamster. So
No, I'm not a Teamster.
Whatever, dude. Union.
I mean, I know Teamsters.
there you go.
I know a lot of
he has
Teamsters.
friends that are
Hey,
Teamsters, bro.
I got
You on
Teamster friends.
salary, dog. All right. We're doing some union pound cakes.
For sure.
No, yeah, no. It's just the way the industry is. Like, you know, just to film the amount of things we do in a day. We shoot for elementary at least. We shot an episode in 8 days. So a whole episode
And
was 8 days, and
So
it was 24 episodes a season, and it's a 10-month job.
Oh, 24 episodes of that.
it's hard to like comprehend because is it an hour long show?
45
40
minutes.
CBS.
An hour with commercials. 45.
CBS show.
Right. So you're like,
Some
oh,
research.
49 minutes, dude. That's not that
No,
much.
it's a lot.
It's not that long. But you're like, yeah, it is
Yeah, but there's
because
there's so many other
think-
factors though.
I'm trying to remember how long it took me to shoot my music video. That was 3 minutes, and it was a piece of shit.
You gotta shoot
let
a lot.
alone something that's like legit
Yeah.
and is on
Well,
network
I mean,
television.
how about you talk to me? I edit these. I got to cut out all the racist shit you say all the time.
True.
It's hard doing a podcast with a white supremacist.
That
Get me in trouble,
head
man.
is
Yeah.
very shiny.
yeah.
Suspiciously shiny.
Yeah.
No, but there's so many other things that goes into making the day long that you probably like we sometimes we have to move from like let's say like Harlem all the way down to the Lower East Side,
Right.
and for people
Just the
for
trip.
truck for like because we work off of like 18-wheeler trucks, it's like what we keep all of our gear on, like just the trip to get down there. If you're like midday or like afternoon in
Jesus
the traffic,
Christ.
Yeah.
that's gonna add like an hour and a half onto your day,
Right.
and then
How,
how
far is Harlem and East Side?
that's the extreme ends of Manhattan.
If
So,
there
like-
was no
so
traffic,
Harlem
how
is-
long could you go? Like, what
It
would
still
be a
would
mile?
take you at least a half hour.
All right, so it's a half hour. So what is it? 10 miles?
Yeah, probably.
But
Maybe a
then
little
obviously the
less.
New York traffic's through the
Yeah,
fucking roof.
exactly. And then like
Right. You can't put an 18-wheeler on the subway, so
yeah, and
it'd be cool if you could.
just like
Just strap
Big
this
train
on.
just
We're
coming
good.
down
to the top of the train.
Just strap this on. Go ahead. No, we're good. Go ahead.
So
Fucking
like,
play make
but, I mean,
believe.
obviously they account for that in the schedule of like making the
Right.
the week or like the episode, but still, it's just like, you know, you don't know what could go wrong, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like 14 hours. You're in hour 14. You're like, okay,
Oh shit, the sun's coming back up.
I hate this right now, but like when I get my paycheck,
Right.
Right.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
know
ever?
it's still tough to swallow.
I mean, it's just like you have to buy into the system of the industry. And like
Right.
I went to school for it. I love it.
right? You got to realize that's what you're doing, and that's what you signed up for.
I can't complain because I'm doing like what I really wanted to do.
Right.
That's
It makes the
sick.
days feel shorter because
That's awesome.
you're
I mean,
not
and then
doing
you also
some-
like, especially with the crew, like Elementary was a 7-season show, and like even though I only came in on season 4, like everyone was close. Like it was a family. You know?
Right. I mean, you
Of
spend a lot of
course.
time together, so you gotta be.
Yeah, we spend like 50, 60 hours a week together, and it was just like these are your friends. Like you like some of them, you don't like some. Like you know,
Oh, that's
like,
anything.
And then yeah, exactly, it's like
Yeah.
anything.
Working
But then
with
you just-
anybody, you're just like, I want to fucking kill you, dude. I want to fucking kill you.
And then, but then you also like you go out the end of the week and like
Drink some IPAs.
I drink Budweisers, bro.
Yo, dude.
Bud, strictly Bud heavy.
Only Bud Heavy. I only brought these ones because they were, a little cheaper.
Have you ever
No overtime this week.
have you
I
guys
brought them
ever
the boys today.
have you guys ever missed a deadline?
Yeah, totally.
Have you guys ever made better question? Have you guys ever made a deadline?
Yes.
No.
About 50-50. So what happens?
No, you just cut the scenes. And you
Oh,
just
okay.
put them on another day. That's basically it.
So you haven't missed the deadline of like needing this episode to be.
I
able to
mean,
be
the deadline,
shown.
that sort of thing doesn't really.
It's not on you.
That's not like on our plate.
Okay.
That is just like, okay, whenever we get it done filming, then it goes to post and they edit it, and then like production will determine whether or not when it airs.
Right. If it's gonna make it this Thursday.
But no,
or not.
we've had days where like, you know, like you get rained out, or like an actor just walks off set and says, "I'm not doing this anymore," and then your day is like half what it would have been, you know, or like something bad happens.
I'm gonna look up every English accent on elementary. Be like, what prick walked off set?
We had a day. We had a day one time when we went out to the beach in Brooklyn, in Rockaway Beach, and it was raining, like torrential downpouring all day. We set up the whole thing, all the shots. We had like a crane, camera on a crane, everything, set up everything. The actors get there and they're like, "We're not doing it." And they left.
And you're like, "Good joke."
And
Get
then
your fucking ass out here.
No, and then it was like, "All right, pack up. Let's go to the next location."
Good practice. We'll be back here tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
You'll be back here at some
snobs.
point. No.
These are TV actors. Buck up. Buck up.
I mean, it does. It sounds like it sucks, but like at the same time, it was kind of like a little bit of saving grace. Not gonna lie, it's like
Of course.
we don't want to be out there.
No. I mean, you had to do something anyway. I mean, I work outside all the time too, so it's fucking raining or it's snowing. You're just like, this blows. If they would have given me
sucks.
if I would have set up something and they're like,
I
oh, you
had
guys
to
go home, I'd have been like,
I had to buy so much like
start scooping everything back into the truck, like, let's go.
I had to buy so much like gear to be out in the rain.
Muck boots.
Yeah, dude, like the boots. And,
You
like,
don't know, you're a house
waterproof
cat.
jackets and like rain pants and shit, and
Yeah.
it's just like no,
Nah, dude.
I don't want.
I ain't
Why am I
going.
buying all this?
I'm out here like I'm going fucking crabbing in Alaska and shit.
I'm just standing there waiting for something to happen.
So what's your like day-to-day responsibilities
So essentially, it's just-
generally? I know it probably changes
Yeah,
depending on what
it
you're
depends. I mean, it depends on the show and like what we're doing, obviously. But we get like as in the camera department, we you know, you come to set, call time, whatever it is, and then you basically what we do is we set up whatever the DP wants as the shots for the camera, the DP and the director, because those are the people who determined.
They're the people who matter.
Yeah, they determine what the shots are going to be. The director is
Right.
directing, obviously, and the DP, who is the director of photography, he's the one that's sort of like, okay, we can do that or we can't do that, or you know, just like
Right.
we should do this maybe, or maybe we shouldn't do this, and you know, we just
And it's
go
a
in.
fluid process, right? Like they're like, let's shoot it like this, and then they're like, that doesn't fucking
Sometimes
work.
it
No?
depends on communication between departments.
Okay.
Sometimes communication between departments lacks, and you're kind of sitting there being like, "Well, what the fuck are we doing?"
Is that when it gets to be a bigger production,
It just
or just depends?
No, it just depends, man.
Okay.
It really just depends on like who's running, because there's you know like there's departments, and it just depends on who's running
Right.
each department.
Right, if you got competent people there or not.
And it does depend on the show, kind of like with Elementary, it was sort of like a cop procedural show, so like a lot of it was the same in terms of like, okay, we go into this place, Sherlock Holmes is going to examine the scene, we're going to shoot him examining the scene, they're going to talk a little bit, and then we're done, and then like
Right.
we're going to go to the police precinct where Detective Bell is going to, you know, go over some
That's
documents.
Lucy
and
Liu.
stuff
Shout out
like
Lucy.
that, you know.
Double L.
You know, yeah, Lucy. Like
I'm
Lucy,
gonna message her
Lucy,
after, see if she wants to come
Lucy,
on.
Lucy and Sherlock.
No,
are
I
gonna
was just
talk
talking to
about
Ryan Haddon, and he said you'd love to come on. I don't know if that's true or not. If you're ever in South Jersey, just hit us up.
it. Just hit us up.
We got some Miller Lights in the fridge for you, Luce.
But so like, you know, and then also it depends on like what kind of specialty equipment they want. Like we have cranes, we have, we mount cameras to cars, and all we do is like, you know, make sure that everything runs smoothly so that we don't fuck up. Because if the camera department is the department that fucks up the shot, you're probably getting
your
fucking
ass.
Is that what you're?
fired.
Is that what you're in the camera department?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
You're
like
probably
you're
getting
so,
fucking
alright.
fired, bro.
So you're in charge of all the
Yeah, we do,
setting up
like-
all the
like
cameras. And you're not the actual cameraman, but
yeah, no, I'm not an operator yet. That's like one
That's
of the
your
things
end
that I
goal?
aspire to be. But you know, it's like
that's awesome.
you know, you load the camera with the card to make sure you can shoot or film if you're doing film, and like you should make sure all the settings
fly it out of
make
the
sure
neck.
make sure all the settings are correct. You put all the any sort of filters. You set up monitors for people to watch.
because hair and makeup people need to watch, as long like the director and the producers like to watch, and then we have like remote people. So like in order to keep the shots in focus, you have people who are called focus pullers, and they're like a remote. And they have like a little handset that has a dial on it that is mapped to whatever lens you're shooting on, and they will change the dial based on the movement of the subject in the picture to keep the subject in focus. And they sit at a monitor and they watch, and they have to keep it in focus. And that's why, like, you know, if you see like a crazy action sequence where it looks like clear everything, yeah, it goes back and forth, like two people talking, and like it goes to you, then it comes to me, then it goes to you on our lines. It's someone doing that themselves. So like you have to like
it's all manual, dog.
Yeah, you set up monitors for people to do that, and then like you also have to just like, you know, just make sure everything is just working.
Right.
correctly.
Make sure everything's where somebody expects it to be, because
before
they're
they
not gonna
want
be able
it,
to do your
before
job.
they want
Yeah.
their job. Before
I have some not experience like that or anything, but like when I work with my
Here we go.
like when I work with my dad, I gotta make sure every fucking thing is where it's supposed to be. Like if that battery, if I hear the drill gun make a weird sound, I was like, oh, it needs a battery. I better hurry up. Papa, give me the battery. Papa,
That is true.
Where is it, Grandpapa?
Grandpapa. He's like, oh, turn around. He's like, oh, where's my fucking? I have it. Where's the fucking? I have it. I'm a fucking handyman, dude.
That is based. Yeah, a lot of it is that.
How much does the director? I always wanted this because I heard other shit. How much does the director actually have control of what's going on?
They
Because it's their piece, or they get the script. It's not like the director creates the movie. They get the script, right? And then they have to direct the movie that's given to them.
Yeah.
So do they make it? They want to make it their own way, but how much free range or?
depends on the director.
Sure, Martin Scorsese gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Christopher Nolan
he
gets to do whatever the fuck
he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean,
what do you make 5 back-to-back billion-dollar movies? Yeah.
And, I mean, in TV, like since I've done a lot of TV, and that's like really where I like have gauged the director position from. It's like they come in, they prep for the 8 days before they start shooting the episode, and they sort of, you know, on set when it comes, like they come in, like sometimes directors come in for an episode a season and that's it. You know, they just come in, they do it.
Right, TV shows is director an episode, right?
They come in, they
It's
do
not
it,
all
and that's
season.
it, and then they're out. One of the directors that we had a lot on Elementary, she actually became the showrunner of the show, so she started like saying where the focus of the show would go.
Okay.
So she's like got more involved in the actual like decision making of the production. I mean, we've had like Johnny Lee Miller directed a couple episodes of Elementary, and he was the main star. And that dude was an insane director. Like, I mean, not insane as in a bad way. He was really good, just
How's
because
that?
he understood.
How does that work when the actor's the director? I always wanted that.
I mean,
like Mel Gibson. Hey, chill.
Sometimes it takes a little longer in terms of day wise because like they have to be in a scene.
Yeah.
And they have to go and like they have to watch it and make sure they like it because
Yeah.
essentially at the end of the day it's like they got to make sure they
Clint
like
Eastwood,
the
that old
shot.
bag of bones. Cut. I didn't like the way I said it.
But Johnny was a great director. He comes from a theater background.
Oh, okay.
He just knows.
So they're skilled.
He just knows like, first of all, how actors like how they should be and like in terms of delivering lines and like their movement. But then from doing all of his TV shows that he's done and like movies, he knows exactly what he wants coming in. Like it's never any second guessing.
So that's good then. He knows what he wants.
Yeah, and Lucy directed a couple and she was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Belle. Lucy's coming on, dude.
She
Charlie's Angels.
She was great. She
Mocha Mocha Mocha, Kill Bill 2.
She liked to do a bunch of like interesting stuff in terms of like making it because when a lot of the camera movement is the same.
Yeah.
She liked to make it a little different in terms of like, okay, let's add this little piece of equipment to make it sort of look like it's shaky instead of just being static. You know.
Interesting. How much does the producer get in the fucking way? Those pieces of shit. Yeah, I said it. You didn't say it. I said it.
I mean, the producers are kind of there just to keep everything organized, in my opinion. They just keep everything organized, make sure we're on schedule. Nothing's.
Am I mistaken? Producers are the one that give the money.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
But you're not like on the daily day. You're not like dealing with like a the fucking Weinstein kind of producer who's like an asshole.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Trying to finger
like
bang you.
that's true.
I want that camera guy over there in my office. Pronto.
He looks
I
nice.
want to Me Too that ass, all right?
But it's like, you know, a lot of them are just like trying to do their job.
Yeah, sure.
Just
I
like
mean,
we are.
I can't assume everybody's a dickhead.
There's a lot of
Most,
dickheads out there.
most are, but
What's like the coolest? Now you went to school for this,
Yeah.
so you know, like if I walked into your set, I'd be like, "Oh shit, that does that. That's fucking awesome. How it does it." You put that camera on a car and you're driving around the car. Like I've seen videos of, I guess they're stuntmen or cameramen driving on top of the car.
Yeah.
To do the camera rigs and all that kind of stuff. So you have more background going into that world. But since you've been in it, what's like the coolest setup you've done, or coolest piece of equipment, or coolest, like that focus
Focus puller.
focus, the focus.
The focus puller. Yeah, the focus pullers. Yeah.
Like that's cool shit to
Yeah,
me.
man.
I don't know why, but like it just. I think it's cool.
It's like that game Mario Party.
It's like a video.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Keep the little guy in focus.
I literally just played that for the first time last weekend.
Yeah, I've been trying to get her into Mario Party.
I don't know. Why is it hard? Why is it hard to get you in Mario Party? What's
don't know.
boring about Mario Party?
I was totally into it. I just never did. I don't know.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've done a lot of like, you know, mounting cameras to cranes is always cool, because like you get those like really big sort of like sweeping shots of like, you know, if there's a lot of
The
people,
whole landscape type thing.
yeah, or like you have like a like we did a fire in a building one time, you know what I mean?
And like, who gets to light the fire?
Oh, they have people that
They have arsonists on
Yeah,
set.
Dude, they have special effects
It's pretty
arsonists.
dope.
Probably
Holy shit.
a lot of them are
That's what I'm
ex. Sometimes they're ex FY, ND or PD. What am I trying to say?
fire department.
Fire department.
There you go.
There you go.
Samsonite. That was
FDNY.
was way off.
Woo,
I
damn.
just mixed up
Yes,
the.
you did.
Yeah, there was A's in yours. I don't know. FYEA. FYE for your entertainment. So,
God, I fucked up 12 times since I've been here.
And then we have like, I mean, I always like, I'm a big fan of the Steadicam operators, the ones, so you put a camera, it's like on like what they call a Steadicam sled, and then it's connected to an arm that can move laterally.
are they the ones connected to your
with
body?
the harness, connected
Yeah.
to your body. And those are
You watch a lot of YouTube clips. Huh?
Oh fuck yeah! I
A
love
lot
that
behind
shit.
the scenes shit.
I
Those
told
are-
you I would have went in the advanced class had I had the ability
at
to.
the time.
Who knows where I would have been right now? I could have been right next to Rye,
Producing those music videos.
producing those
For
music
who
videos
knows who.
This is more
for
important.
Ja Rule or something.
This
like
is
that. I
it.
don't
This
know.
is non-union, unpaid work.
Hey.
I'll tell you.
I want to put some water in Buck Nasty's mother's dish.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go home and put some water
you
in
had
Buck
this one, too?
Nasty's mama's dish.
Sorry, Joy.
It's all right.
Yeah. Well,
Joy has no headphones. So I forgot his.
I forgot my
We're over here
headphones
playing
at home,
sound
so-
clips.
I also wasn't supposed to be here, so.
We're glad you are.
Yeah, we got 4 mics.
I know you tried to
Oh,
leave
spot.
it. You tried to leave. We kept you. You got mono. It's okay. It's not contagious anymore after the pills.
I had mono too senior year,
Word.
just to make you feel better.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure Kate gave it to me.
You hooked up with Kate senior year?
Yeah,
You dog you.
I know. But that's what she told me. I didn't know it, but it was a bitch. Like
Yeah.
it actually
She's a
wasn't that.
bitch.
Yeah, true. No, it was a bitch.
Kate, that
It
was Ryan, not me.
It was in the middle of basketball season, so I wasn't allowed to play.
Yeah.
And then shit was like, you need to get a doctor's note saying you're allowed to come back.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fine. Like, I didn't really have any
Yeah.
really adverse side effects. I wasn't gone for a year and a half.
I just never came back.
Never came back.
Because my lab partner,
Did you graduate or?
Sure did.
So
she was
I was-
still ranked higher than me when it came to. There was me and Justin Pencook. There was what, like 225 people in the class, and I think me and him were like 223 and 224.
there you go.
But they just shot him up because obviously he was a superb wrestler.
There you
and I was
go.
like, I'm not good at anything.
We saw him not that long ago.
Yeah, shout out to Justin.
In New Year, it was New Year's. Yeah.
Yes, I was.
I haven't seen him in a while. Bald head last time I seen him. Good for him.
But I had to get a doctor's note to come back to basketball. Back to my story.
sorry.
Oh, fucking assholes.
Yeah, I actually
Um,
threw jab, but I had to stop throwing
You threw the
jab.
jab?
It was not, I'm not good, but yeah. It was just like, bloop.
Somebody had to throw it. I took it. I threw it. But I remember we went to, I think 3 different, like the minute clinics were just popping up. The CVS minute clinics. Now they're all over the place. Everyone has their own brand. But we went to the first one. We went to the first one, and we were like, we just need a doctor's note so that I can come back and play basketball again. And the guy was like, what was wrong with you? And I was like, I had mono. And he was like, when did you first take the medicine, or when did you first get diagnosed, or whatever? And I was like, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. And they were like, it's 6 weeks. You can't go back. And I was like, no.
Like, Coach, put me back in.
The basketball season already started, so I need to go back tomorrow.
Sir, I understand, but you're wrong.
And the guy was like, I'm not giving you a doctor's note. And we were like, okay. And we drove down the street to the next one. And this time, me and my dad were like, don't fucking say anything about mono. We're like, we were just sick. Again. And they were like, are you okay now? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, here's the doctor's note. I took it in. And I was like, I got a doctor's note, bitch.
It. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm open.
I can play.
And that's how you scam the system.
Fucking right it is.
My whole life.
Fucking right it is.
You want to get ahead?
Yeah. You want to go to tea time? This is tea time.
Have you ever been to this part of the episode?
No, I mean, I think
never made it.
I think
never made it to 45 minutes in. 50 minutes
and you
in.
shake them up too?
Yeah, get rid of all that shit.
Oh.
You're no good.
Oh no, I'm definitely one of them.
Oh, okay. See?
She loves Twisted Tea.
Who doesn't?
Twisted Tea loves her back.
We went to Patty Wax last weekend.
Sure.
The weekend before. I think I told you about it. But we're sitting there with beers, and
Are we chugging it?
bitch.
Yeah.
We're sitting there with beers, and they hand out Twisted Teas, and I grabbed the guy. I was like, "You guys have Twisted Teas here?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What kind?" He was like, "Only lights." Fucking right, you do. Let me get to it.
Guys, thanks for coming. Nice 09.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more after this.
Boom, baby. So, guys,
That was it?
you're gonna love this one.
I think you
that-
liked it.
You know what? I
Yeah.
loved it.
All right.
Is that how they do it with this? And boom!
All right, we're back from tea time. We just took a nice long piss. We were just talking about sad songs. We just probably had a 20-minute conversation about shit that wasn't on the podcast. But you know what?
It wasn't
for the
conversation.
podcast.
Yeah, it wasn't that good a conversation.
So well.
it's okay.
Oh well. Anyway, you said you wanted to come back with
Yeah,
something.
no, I wanted to talk about this. So, are you currently working on this puppet show? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Is it true that you had something to do with the play Bat Boy?
There's a play called Bad Boy?
Yeah. So
There is now.
Quick story. So
I feel like if anyone's
Don't
going to
be
be in that, it's
surprised.
going to be you,
Chelsea,
bro.
I had to go see a play with.
You already
Chelsea.
got your arms like filled out to be Bat Boy.
There you
bro.
go.
You can't see the arms.
So I had to
Fly
go
away,
to
little bird.
I had to go to a. I wish I was a bird so I could fly far, far away. Pray with me, Foss. So I had to go to this play with Chelsea called Bat Boy. First of all, it was so perverted. She had to do it for like some type of class. It was perverted. It was this little boy who turned into a man, whatever, Bat Boy, Batman. But like he was a bat. He was shaved head with pointy ears and shit. But like they was fucking animals and shit. It was very strange. Very strange.
Wait, it was a play?
So like some cult
At BCC.
stuff.
I
It
blacked
wasn't
out.
like
I
it
blacked
was-
out in the beginning.
It wasn't
of
like
it,
a 5D porn.
Nah.
Oh. See what you did there.
Uh-oh. What's a 5D porn, guys?
It's like this new thing.
I have no idea. That was
It's
my
like
question.
This new thing in was it Amsterdam?
I think so.
You can do it go on like a 5D porn ride.
So
What's 5D compared
I don't
to
know,
3D?
man. Or 4D even. You skip 4?
Because 3D, I'm pretty sure they're fucking in front of you. So what's the 5? They're fucking
3D,
on you?
No, 3D is just you got
Choose your ending.
like
Now we're talking.
like the Goosebumps books. You know?
Go to page 73. Oh shit, it's anal. Never mind. Let me
No,
go back.
go back.
Page
No,
44.
go to 70.
Foot job.
Go to 73 for anal. Go to 69 for 69.
it doesn't count if you don't take your finger off the first
If
page.
you hate
Go
reading,
back.
if you
Go back.
hate reading and you come fast, go to page 15. This was a short book.
Yeah, if you want to just be over on page 1, go to the end.
Ah, Jesus Christ. You guys are perverts. All right, so we got a couple perverts in the garage here tonight.
So 3D is you can you can see them. They're coming at you.
Dimensions.
Well, no, and then
4D is you could feel it, right?
yeah, you can feel it. So you get like
And then
5, they're on
5.
you then. You
5,
can
it's
smell
you.
it.
It's
5,
you
you
just
can
got a
smell it.
prostitute.
Is it you?
You got a prostitute. That's what it is.
So it's like Silence of the Lambs when the dude whacks off and throws it at her hair.
Exactly.
So then it's nothing new to Amsterdam.
Right. You just got a
Never
prostitute.
been there.
Essentially,
You
it's just
guys
the
know?
red light district.
No,
Yeah.
I just saw this post
yet.
on something.
I'll
that
go to
I asked
Amsterdam.
him about it. Oh yeah. I
Are
would
you
do
sure,
that.
bro?
Wait, you don't like traveling?
It
huh?
requires travel.
That's what I'm saying. You sure?
I'll make exceptions for a couple
You
places.
might need to make a connecting flight, bro, which I don't know if you'll like.
Amsterdam's just a city. It's basically Philadelphia. So
Oh,
Go over the
okay.
bridge.
Well, then I don't have to go anywhere.
yeah,
They
there
also
you go.
only bike there though, so you might like.
Oh, we didn't even talk. We'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah.
Riding our bikes.
Oh.
We're gonna ride our bikes at the shore.
No big deal.
Sign up for
So
it.
puppet shows.
Oh yeah, I did a.
Tell me about this.
Team America, police.
No,
Let
it's
me
not
just
even
lay it
that.
out there.
No, it's not.
I'll tee it up.
I've been
for you.
doing so. I've been working on this new. I don't know if I should. I gotta be.
You don't have to. Yeah, you can be.
Yeah, you don't have to
careful.
say the name of it or
We're not
anything.
trying to get in
I
trouble.
mean, you can look it up. You can look it up. It's for Apple TV. It's like for the new Apple TV service, and it's the puppeteers from Sesame Street. It's like a spin-off of Sesame Street doing like a TV kids show with
Right.
puppets.
Okay.
And it's been crazy because like these puppeteers are like they never ever get out of character. You know, you like
the
sometimes
people playing. Oh, puppeteers are the
no,
people
yeah,
playing the
because
puppets.
they have to
puppet masters.
they have to you know a lot of it is so a lot of it is like we place the camera to hide people who are controlling the puppets, right?
Right.
And then like we do
You don't want to see the arm going into Elmo's ass.
Or do you?
Maybe
depends
you do.
On,
I don't
depends
know.
what page you're
Unless
turning
you're trying to
Check
go
my search
unless
history.
you're trying to go 5D, bro.
Yeah.
But and they never like they're like adult kids. They never stop talking in the voice of the puppet. So like if I'm sitting here across from you like I am now.
What if that is?
and
their
like
voice?
we're just like in
Kinda like this?
between setups. No, it's not like that. Kind of
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, that one is so good.
What was that puppet called?
It was the play of
something Dracula,
Dracula.
but- Do they all dress in black like that?
No, they dress in because if we can hide them, they dress in like normal clothes. But we have done shots where they're like
So good.
do CGI, so you dress them in green in order to do CGI, right?
Sure.
You can cut them out.
Yeah, so you can edit around them as people, but they have to wear like the face mask. Like it's not like that where
Right, their
his
face is
cut.
out.
Like they're
Is it like
they
EA
can't-
Sports
they
where they have
can't
the balls
see
on them?
anything.
No,
That's for
because they don't want
video
to track.
games.
They don't want to track the person.
I like video games, dude. I'm just trying to bring
Right,
them
but that would
into
be
a
like
combo.
if they're trying to track LeBron James doing his moves.
That's only
They
in
would
the
want the balls on
pre-production
them.
of the video game. It's not at the end of the video.
Okay. No doubt.
There
No
you go.
doubt.
Now, has there ever been problems with? I guess there hasn't been as many problems with the setup as I've seen. Like when puppets have been on other shows, like if they go on like a late night show, they would have problems with like microphones because
Oh yeah, no.
they're so into the puppets that they would start miking up like the puppets
Yeah.
themselves and wonder why you're not getting anything, and you got to mic up the puppeteer. Like,
Yeah.
you fucking idiots.
Yes, exactly. But that's like also like if they're on a show like that where it's live, that's just like
They don't
the
have the
fault of
experience
the audio
with the,
person.
Yeah, they don't have the
honestly.
experience with the
Like
puppet.
when it's like this isn't live. It's like a TV show we're filming. They're gonna cut together at the end,
Right.
and make an episode out of it. You know,
Right,
so it's
'cause
like it's and
and-
they also can do overdubs, like if necessary, like they just can overdub the voice to the puppet.
Right,
Because
if it wasn't loud
essentially
enough
what they're
or
doing
something.
is like they're just flapping their hand to make the puppet's mouth.
What? How
move.
the fuck? Where's the camera at? How the fuck
we got?
do you become a puppeteer, you
I
fucking
don't know,
weirdo?
but
I would think the setup would be the same
You
as
have
just
some
a,
weird
a
sexual
voice actor.
fetish.
No, it'd be the same as a voice actor.
Nah, at least a voice.
The guy that played
I don't
Homer
know, man.
Simpson is.
I
the
Because a
same.
think, like-
puppeteer, you have to be married to your puppeteer.
Honestly,
a
dude,
voice
I
character,
don't-
you play a different type of
No, I
character.
don't think. You know how you can go to clown college. Like you can go to college to become a clown.
Yeah, sure. Steve-O did
I
it.
think that, yeah, exactly.
He's coming on the show.
I think
next
you
week.
can go to. I think you.
Along with Lizzie Lou.
Yeah, him and
think-
Harley Lloyd and Steve-O will be on next week. Together.
I think you can go to puppeteer college
I'm sure
Probably,
you can.
yeah.
and like
it's
become a
fucking
puppeteer,
ridiculous.
dude.
Probably.
Like,
But that's what I'm saying. That I also seen a video of Julie Dreyfus,
Yeah. Veep.
whatever her fucking name is. She knows who she is.
That chick from Friends, right?
Yeah, she was in Friends, and also Seinfeld.
Oh, she was a guest on Comedians
all
Getting
those
Coffee in
90,
Cars.
all
Yeah,
those
there you
90s
go.
sitcoms. just,
Yo,
like,
side
run
note, that's one of my
together.
favorite shows, Comedians Getting Coffee in Cars.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Comedians
dude,
in
that's
cars
such a
getting
good one.
coffee.
I wish Joe Rogan, Jesus Christ. Shout out to our Lord and Savior, Joe Rogan. But I wish Jerry Seinfeld would just be a little more aggressive and have some better guests.
What do you
Some-
mean?
Some of his guests are very whack.
I feel
He
like
just
they're,
does it
like,
for fun, though.
Yeah,
just
they're,
depends
like,
on,
his
like-
pace.
It also depends on like what you're.
I think that's like his
Some- I
side
mean-
project. Like that's like
It's only like a 6-minute show.
Also, you
isn't it?
can't be entertaining every day, bro. I'm sure some of those guys have off days where they're just like.
No, but I'm just
Fuck.
no. It's literally just my
The
opinion.
Jim
I'm-
Carrey one was dope.
Yeah, it's just me saying it. It's just my opinion because I don't like everybody.
Or, like,
being on the
who's
show.
so
that-
you
who's
want to be
the-
on the show is what you're
Who's the
saying.
dude?
I would
that-
love to be on the show.
Wait, who's
What kind of car would I be?
Imagine.
A fully loaded 2019 Chevy
There you go.
Tahoe.
I was just
Obviously.
a car to go, bro. Like a smart car.
There you go. That's you.
Me, a smart car?
One of those
You're like,
little
I'll
tiny
take it.
One, I'm dumb as shit.
Just
Two,
to-
I ain't fitting in the
Just
fucking
to
thing.
spite you, though.
You can only fit one person in it. That's why he chose it. He was like, "Oh, sorry, you can't come."
Me and him ride down the
End
street on a
of
dirt
show.
bike. I'm just on the back holding him.
But anyway, Julie Louis Dreyfus.
Yeah, whatever
She
you
was
said.
talking to Elmo,
Yeah.
like in between.
That's just like them talking.
But that's what I'm saying. So like because you're still in that world. Like she was having a conversation.
Dude,
in
it was
between
weird,
cuts
bro.
with Elmo.
It was weird. Like when I would hear them, like they would keep speaking in between
Right.
setups. And not even when we're filming, and they're just like,
Maybe that's just the voice.
no, I mean, yeah, but like they also like need to get into a certain. I mean, they're
right. If they get
it's a
out of it, then
kid's
they're gonna
show.
get back in.
And initially,
Jump
I was
around.
like, initially
They
it
get
was like,
confused.
initially
Yeah,
I was weird.
I would.
Honestly, dude,
Maybe that's
initially
why
I
I
was
don't do it,
weirded
though.
out. It was like
Yeah,
it
they
was
listen to a
mad
lot
weird.
of Michael Jackson.
It was
and they
mad
stay in
weird.
character.
Yeah.
Nothing but Smooth Criminal over the speakers.
Nothing but Finding Neverland here.
Bad.
baby.
I'm bad.
No, initially it was weird, but
Yeah,
then
you
like
are.
eventually, like as the day goes on, I'm just like, it, them talking and like doing like their lines or just like riffing. It was like, it was actually it was funny because it was like this is like taking me back to being a kid again because we all watch fucking Sesame Street.
Right.
Sure.
Maybe not him. I don't know
No.
about you. Dude.
Sopranos.
Yeah, he was Sopranos before it even
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah. I was one of the writers for Sopranos at 8.
But it was like, you know, it was funny, you know.
Right.
It was just like, wow, man.
But how
You're
much did
into
they
it.
stay in character?
It's 'cause
Did they
they're-
order
yeah,
like mac
they're-
and cheese with crayons for lunch, or can I get
No,
a side of
they
crayons and
they
chicken
ordered the
fingers?
mac and cheese crayon, dude.
Yeah,
There you go. Now we're talking.
I've eaten that before.
No, dude, it was like,
Ew.
no, they did like some funny like.
Not swallowed, just chewed.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're,
like last
a lot of
week.
a lot of them are they're older people. They did a couple. They did some funny like older like sexualized jokes where it was just like, but they're talking as a puppet and it's just like, whoa.
Now we're talking.
I don't want to. I mean, I can't. I don't want to like do it.
Right.
Sure.
I can't.
Right.
But like,
Now,
it was good. It was funny.
Now, in your experience working with famous people, have you ever like come across a famous person and then like not even realized who it was? Like you're sitting
Yeah.
there having a conversation with like Lucy Liu just because we talked
mean,
about it. And
If
you're
you don't
like,
know
oh my
Lucy
god,
Liu, get out.
no,
No,
I'm
I
just
know
saying,
Lucy Liu.
using
I have her
as
number,
an
bro.
example.
Cool. She'll be on
She's
with
a friend of
Steve-O
mine.
and Carly Lloyd.
No, but no, it was Danny LaRusso, the guy who played the Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio.
Oh,
then go
sure.
Yeah.
to the, like, next
So-
one. Yeah.
I was what was it? Yeah, I was working on the show called The Deuce,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
more.
which is
The porno
the
on
porn show.
HBO.
with James Franco.
James Franco.
And Ralph
James
Ma-
Franco's got to be awesome.
So here's
I didn't
go-
actually.
hold on, not to cut you off, but
Get
go
to
to,
meet him.
But
go
I'm
to
gonna
this
cut you
camera
off.
real quick.
I'm
'Cause-
showing them the pictures that you sent me from the puppet show.
Oh yeah, you can't see shit.
That's good, dude. That's good. Where's the focusizer?
I mean, it's
That couldn't have been any more blurrier. It looks like that phone's wrapped in Glad.
You get the point. You get the
Glad
point.
wrap.
It was cool to see.
It's not my phone, man.
They're dressed up in green and shit like that.
them to you. You
It
guys
didn't-
put it in or some shit.
Oh, there you go. We'll add it to the post.
go-
You didn't put the post up
There's
yet, did
also
you?
the one of
You
me.
can go to the next
The
one.
one of me slating in front of the big orange one is a good one. Too.
Oh, that's a picture of Joy's face.
Okay, at least it was just like.
Yeah.
Dude,
Jesus, just
don't
3
go
pictures, dude.
right.
Don't.
Always go.
How far do I
left.
have to go for foot shots?
Sorry.
I'm
So
serious.
you were
Yeah, that
talking
was me, I'm
about
sorry.
you were talking about famous people that you may or may not have run into.
Yeah, Danny LaRusso.
Yeah. The
Ralph.
Karate Kid.
Ralph Macchio, The Karate Kid, The Outsiders, My Cousin Vinny.
The Outsiders is still one of my favorites.
Do you like that movie?
Yeah.
Good. I like that movie too. It's a good movie.
So
Now-
so when did you run into him?
I was working on a show called The Deuce with
There we go.
the
Now we're
porn
talking.
show.
Jim Franco.
Do you know him by Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got him booked.
He's on in 2 weeks.
We got him booked in June.
Oh, you got Jim. You got
Jim Franco.
Yo,
He's bringing
Jim-
Danny McBride.
Jimbo's coming on, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Fuck yeah.
the end of the world. I love that movie.
I might have to stop by for that one. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
sure,
I'm,
whatever.
I'm gonna be like just a neighbor walking by. And just,
I'm gonna
Joy,
come
over and
Not
over
the
again.
neighbor because you're the other town over. But if you ever want to come over and
You're right,
watch
you're
us
right.
live, come on. We'll have the
Come
doors
on.
open. You can just rip ciggies. You'll have a good old time.
all right, word.
She just quit, guys. We were kidding. It was a vape pen.
No, but I'm like, I was like, so we go to lunch and went to
I
go
can't believe this camera's been on
sit
me this entire
down.
time.
sit down with a bunch of people that I was working with on the crew, and all of a sudden I'm sitting across from this dude, this older Italian looking dude in like a suit, but like if
You're like, look at this guy all dressed
I'm
up.
like, but he was talking about like how acting was in the back in the day, and he was like talking about how acting is different in L.A., the sets, how it's like different in Atlanta because they have a bunch of sets down there and a bunch of studios and stuff like that. But like I had no idea who he was. I was like,
My cousin Vinny. Show some
You're not
respect.
putting two and two
I was like,
together.
who the fuck is this guy? Like, it's a show set in New York in the 70s. It could be any background actor
Right.
who is like in a suit who looks Italian because in the 70s in New York, you
Everybody
got a
wore
lot of
suits.
suits who are Italian.
Right.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, like, next thing I know, like, an hour after lunch, I was like looking at this call sheet that we have. Like, the call sheet is like the sheet that you get about like what you're doing for the day, like in terms of what you're shooting, who's in all the scenes, the whole crew's on the sheet, like any special equipment. And I was like looking, and I was like Ralph Macchio came up. I was like,
Is it a Machio?
I thought it was Macchio.
I thought it was Macchio too.
I
But
thought it was
I
Macchio.
pronounce people's names wrong all the time, so
Don't
It
look
wouldn't
at
have
me.
been
I
the
don't know
first time.
shit.
It might be cooler if it was Macho.
Well, you brought it up,
Like,
dude.
You're the one who worked with him. I just know him from throwing
I
front
didn't ask
kicks.
him. I didn't ask him how you say his last name.
Hey, Ralphie!
Because he didn't even know who it was.
I had no idea. Because I had no idea.
Right, you
And then
finished.
Isaiah knows it's.
You look like the guy from The Outsiders.
I was like, this is the Karate Kid. He's sitting right in front of me the whole time in lunch, and I had no idea who the fuck.
But
he
did
was.
you look at the call sheet before you left lunch, or you left lunch
It
and you
was
were
like
like,
an
that
hour.
fucking
It was like an hour after we were back into the workday, and I was
who
like,
the fuck was that guy?
I was like,
And then you're like, hold up, he was in
holy
some
shit!
things that I've
Like-
seen before.
like that dude gave
This dude got arrested for tuna before.
that dude gave that blonde Point Break wannabe a kick to the face. You know what I'm saying?
He was a good-looking guy, too. Ain't they doing a show on YouTube now?
Yeah, there's a new one, the Cobra
Cobra
Kai.
Kai.
Show.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
It was one of those consonants.
Cobra
Well, it was
Kai.
Cobra Kai because that was the name of the
Of the
martial-
dojo.
of the dojo.
Dojo. You call it a dojo. You understand?
That's the name of it.
Damn, dog.
Shit,
Stickler
sorry.
over here.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm very serious about punctuation.
and karate.
And karate. Your kung fu is no good here.
Karate.
Do you want to get in the top 5 so you can start crying like a little bitch?
We can. I thought you had other things that you wanted to.
I got nothing.
You,
Writ-
before we started, you were like, hold
oh.
on.
To the pup.
I got nothing written down except for this fucking awesome thing.
Now you were talking about the puppet peeps,
Yeah.
and now they kind of you were saying they stayed in character and shit. Like, oh, I'm a kid, but
Mhm.
I'm not really. Have you met anybody other than puppet people who were kind of method actors that are just like, hey, dude, cut it out.
Like real actors.
You're not a fucking cobbler,
Yeah.
so stop walking around looking at everybody's shoes.
No. Not.
Okay, next question.
No.
This is a short answer. Not entirely.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, Johnny Lee Miller from Elementary.
Sure. I gotta
He
pull him up 'cause
would-
He is not ringing a bell.
There were times where he would be more serious than other times, and it would show. And then
outside of
actually
actually acting, like just.
I mean, I mean, he was super cool with us on the set. Like he's a really cool dude. Like,
Right, he wasn't a dick. He was-
fucking loves Star Wars, and like he bought me and the rest of the camera department Star Wars Christmas sweaters.
He's not fucking
that's
Angel.
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying? Like
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. But like there were days where it was like, okay, you knew.
Oh my god, he's got fake hair.
What do you mean?
Well, look how bald he is right here.
Well, yeah, well, he shaved it. He shaved it for the last episode of season 5.
Right, and it's not coming back.
No,
is what you're saying.
that was after he shaved this, and then it grew back.
No, his hair ain't coming back. I can tell he's got the hair that doesn't come back.
Yeah, he was also in
Capper Patch, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Capper Patch.
Ben, whatever, pumpkin Ben.
Handsome man. Oh, they dated back in the day. Jude Law is 100% of a stallion. He is just, first of all,
they were
Really?
in
You think so?
you don't? You ever see The Holiday?
Well, that's
I
what
wish
I'm
I
saying.
was Cameron
Both
Diaz
of
and
those,
was stuck in a cottage.
both of those guys, if they shaved their head, they would look like Johnny Lee Miller did with a shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have
She
high.
is.
She's such a
High
Oh,
hairlines.
and then you got Aiden on the left. Yeah, Aiden Gregson.
It's a high hairline.
No, I mean, but there were certain days when like he would come in like obviously we
That hair
We
ain't coming back.
That's what I'm saying. That's the same hairline.
That's the 90s, bro. He was a raver, dude.
That ain't coming
He raved.
back.
He raved.
There's makeup and hair. Look it.
What's
If you
what's-
shave your head, it does
What's
not come
the
back.
timestamp, bro?
We don't have time for all that. I'm just saying.
What do you mean you have time for all that?
They just keep showing pictures
your
of him and Adrian. Look at he turned black.
That's common.
That's common.
Common is a great looking black guy, by the way. Actually, fuck it. Fuck the black part. He's just a great looking guy.
Yeah.
Handsome bastard. I watched that movie the other day, The Hate You Give. Have you guys seen it?
No.
I have not.
Wow.
It's a little biased. It depends how you feel about it. Definitely very good and entertaining, but he's just he's like the girl's uncle and he's a cop, so he like defends the cop in it. So he's a black cop defending a white cop, so that's his role. I mean, it's a very tense movie, so it depends how you feel about it. Like it could get uncomfortable if you're a racist, but I'm glad I didn't watch it with Rick over here.
Shut the fuck up.
You
All
guys
right, so,
wanna you guys want
yeah,
to
let's
start
get
going
into
and
top
shit?
You wanna get-
Not yet. Yeah,
Not yet?
whenever you want. Honestly, it's your show. I don't really.
No.
I
If you
have no
got,
pull here.
if you got
Whatever you want.
if
We're
you got
not
other,
the puppet master.
see how she
Nah,
brings it all
yay,
back.
Joy for two.
She brings it all back.
Full circle.
Joy, did your parents ever tell you why they named you Joy? Because it's a very unique but understandable name. Like Joy is.
I think that my mom was in the hospital giving birth or whatever, and then
Let's ask Joy some questions before we go to top
Yeah,
five.
yeah.
my
She's in the picture. You don't want to hear yourself talk?
I can hear myself in my ears.
Very nice. Go ahead.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I think there's some host whose name's Joy.
Sure.
So
Okay.
he was listening to like a talk show or some,
And they were like,
Something like
they were
that.
I like that name.
and then my dad like went in and he was like, "Well, how about Joy?" And then that
was it.
Yeah.
So your parents weren't like hippies or anything? There was nothing good about it? Like
No, my parents are not hippies. They're like
straight, blue collar,
Or
right
not,
wing?
or were not.
both.
Okay.
They're like both
conservative
born in Italy. Like they're like fresh off the boat.
immigrants.
Yes.
They speak
That is-
Italian?
The word is
Yeah.
immigrant.
Do you speak Italian?
Yes, it's
A little bit.
it's poor. When I like go over and like I like start talking with everyone again, then like it comes back, but it's slowly. So I've never like formally learned. It's just like I go
Pick it
over
up.
and then I try to speak to my relatives, and then they make fun of me because I,
You're
use,
so American.
And you're
I
like, "Fuck
use
you."
the wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck-
How many times have
fucking
you been to
phenomenal.
Italia?
Italia. I don't know.
A lot.
Yeah, I used to go a lot when my grandmother was still alive because we would go back and visit, my mom's mom. She'd want to visit. So we would
Right.
spend like summers there and stuff. I was there maybe 2 or 3 years ago
Is it really nice or?
in Sicily. Some people say it's like kind of crappy and like not very nice.
That's what my parents said.
Yeah, because
They said too much graffiti.
Yeah, word.
Do you go there? But you go there and like hang out with like family. You don't go there and sightsee. You have probably because you've been there so many times, but
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of it because when you go, it's kind of. But I also
let's
have
take
family.
Tuesday and Wednesday and we'll go
Yeah,
over here. But
yeah.
for the rest of the week, we'll stay and hang out. with
Yeah,
them.
usually I see family. I have family in North Italy, so I can go stay up and see them. I have family in Sicily, so I go and see them. All of my family, except like a set of 2 cousins or something, are over here. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so
So there's somebody somewhere in Italy that you can go visit
for sure, yeah,
and figure it out.
oh yeah. I mean, I don't need to really. Yes, there's always a place for me for whoever.
There
to
you
stay.
go. I'll
Here we
take
go.
it.
There she is.
There's Lana.
My mom's side's Italian, and I've never been to Italy. And you know what? Don't care. Not saying your experience hasn't great. Your family seems way more Italian than mine, because my dad's white as shit, and then my mom's Italian. But
Well, your dad's not Italian though.
my dad's not Italian at all. My dad's Canadian.
Your dad's Canadian?
Canadian.
Yeah, my
So's
dad.
my dad.
All my dad's side's Canada.
My dad's from Canada.
Newfoundland. He was born in
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, which is I don't know 4.5 days away from here. But
My dad's from Ontario. Sarnia.
my parents
the
went from Newfoundland. Or my
farmlands,
dad went
eh?
from Newfoundland. He's one of 5 boys. They went to Newfoundland, to Toronto,
Mhm.
and then they went to Detroit, or they went to Philly. And then my grandpa went back up to Detroit,
Mhm.
and then that's just the way that happened.
And
I've been
nobody,
to Canada. I've been to Canada a bunch.
Yeah.
nobody.
Nice place, clean. A lot of, you know what? This isn't anything. I'm not saying this racist, but like surprisingly, a lot of Indians in Canada. And I mean Indians as in what would you call them? Indians.
like
from
Native
Indi-
American
people-
or people
No, not
from
Native
India?
People
Americans,
from
like-
India?
People
Indian,
from India.
yeah. What would you call?
People from
People
India.
from India?
They're
Indians.
They're Indian, right? I
Those
mean,
are
because
actually-
Asia is huge, but Asians are different than because Indians and Asians are technically the same, but they're not.
Yeah, but you also don't call like someone who's Asian
You're
or
correct.
you don't call
I'm correct.
Chinese
Indian.
and Japanese the same. You say Chinese, Japanese.
Middle East.
Or
Oh,
Koreans.
Middle Eastern. A lot of Middle Easterns because they could be from Pakistan or they could be from fucking God knows where else.
So Ev's dad is from Canada, but no one in his family plays hockey.
Yeah, my uncle Mo played
What's the
hockey
deal?
his entire life.
Okay, never
So
mind.
you're wrong. So shut up.
No, I'll cut that out.
So
Don't
you
worry.
where'd
You
it
know
go,
nothing.
where'd it go, bro?
Yeah.
You should have been playing.
Yeah, why didn't you play hockey? That's
I don't
the
know.
question.
Couldn't afford it. It was hockey's a very expensive sport to play.
You're right.
Wait, does your dad like hockey?
My dad's never played a sport. He had a baby at 18, so he had no choice but to.
Was that you?
No, I'm the youngest.
Oh, my bad. I mean, I don't.
No,
No
no
offense-
reason to be bad.
No
it was
offense taken.
It was,
I'll tell you
it was
that.
an honest guess.
All right, you want to get in the top
Your
five?
dog-
Yeah,
your
let me
dog
be
is
real
am-
quick
your
and
dog
get
is
rid of this
amazing.
dog and let's do it.
Cool.
Your dog is amazing, by the way.
Oh, she's the best.
She,
Let's go.
Welcome to the Garage with Evan and Friends. Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. Get us on all your podcast medias except Spotify. There. Check out our YouTube videos. They are up and they are about. We are having a good time. Ryan. Okay.
Closed. My goodness.
We're having a good time. They're up and they're available. The next 2, we were missing the girls from last week, episode 39, a.k.a. episode 40, because we fucked that up. And then this week will be 41 with Joy and our... Oh, shit, I said our guest already. To my left, Mr. Ryan Rickus.
So,
And across from us, class of 09 in the house, all the way from Brooklyn, Mr. Ryan Haddon. And his lovely partner over here, Miss Italia herself, Mrs. Mono, Joy Sedano. Miss Mono, Joy Sedano.
So happens to rhyme.
yo, you're never gonna give that up. Dude.
Fuck no, why would I? My lab partner left me. Why would I let her live
He's
that
hard-
down?
he's
I
been-
hate school and she left me.
He's been heartbroken ever since.
That hit home for you.
Yeah,
Real
dude.
deep. Man, I'm so sorry.
I still hate leaves ever since you left. Biology and kiss my little butt.
Earth science sucks.
so
our top-
sorry.
Our top 5 tonight is top 5 movies that make you cry. Now that could be sad, that could be happy. I don't know how you're feeling.
I got a mix. I got a combination.
See, happy makes me cry more than sad. I'm cold-hearted.
See, I mean,
I was born to
depends.
be a hitman. I just haven't.
haven't
got
got the
paid.
train.
I just haven't got
like,
paid to
haven't
kill
got the train.
anybody
like
yet.
the Iceman or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't got paid to kill anybody yet. They're all accidents.
You had that-
accidents.
you had that documentary, right? The
Oh,
Iceman?
the
The
Iceman.
Iceman,
Yeah,
Michael
you know.
Shannon, the movie.
The movie was trash. But trash.
It was bad.
So
it was
bad.
It was bad.
TV production. That was a movie made in TV production. A bunch of
Yeah.
17-year-olds made
Yeah,
that.
they made the Iceman.
But like, yeah. But like
with
for
one
me,
with one director trying to get him to go, like Mr. Wilson would.
and
You guys
great.
have to do something today in class. You have to do something.
For me, a lot of we're not doing documentaries. Obviously, I'm just bringing up convo, but like a lot for me, sports make me cry a lot. So like a lot of like 30 for 30s or like shit like that. That makes me
like
cry.
the real stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
documentaries, yeah, but like sad shit doesn't make because I'm weird. Sad shit doesn't make me cry. It's like when I see somebody like overcome or like triumph. I'm just like,
Do you believe in miracles?
it's like, oh my god, I get it.
Yeah.
If the miracle is
God,
on
he
your
did
list, I
it.
swear
No,
to
I
God.
mean, like, I get what you're saying because, like, I tear up every time Remember Titans is on, and when Bertier starts to stick up for Rev,
Right.
when they're practicing, he goes, "You're not gonna block for Rev. I'm gonna knock you in next week so you get into a cap, boy." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
White guy sticking up for the black guy in the fucking 50s.
yeah,
Like,
I
that's big.
tear up. I tear up during that moment when they come together, like every time.
I cried during this one commercial. Like Google.
commercial.
Do commercials count?
Google
in the top 5?
30-second commercial.
Hey, it's got to be a good one.
It's definitely a good one. It's a
It must-
No,
fantastic.
remember that Budweiser one from a while ago?
Oh, with the horses?
with a bunch of horses.
With the horse, and he runs all the way through
Dude,
the thing, and he,
during the Super
guy,
Bowl, I was like,
the guy thinks the horse forgot him,
Why you
and then he
crying?
runs through the whole
Eagles
town.
are winning, dog.
I never saw that one.
He sold the horse to Budweiser, I guess, and they're walking through the parade.
Yeah.
And the guy's like looking for the horse, like to see if he recognizes him, and the horse doesn't. He just like keeps going, and then the guy's all sad, and then all of a sudden at the end, like the horse
comes back.
running through the streets of New York. Nobody,
'Cause he wanted alone
nobody
time,
chasing
bro.
him
He wanted
to go
alone
find
time.
his
All right, I got
owner.
the chills. I got the
I
chills.
didn't cry
There you
during that one though.
dude, anyway, the commercial, Google does the end of the year commercials. So they do like a run through of the commercial, and they show like every big thing that's happened through the year. So this had to be, I guess, 2015 or so. So they're running through the thing, and at the end, and of course they always have like good music. It's Google. They have fucking $100 billion. They can make the best of the best of everything. So it's at the end, and like it starts fading out, and you just see little. Do you remember when you know the Make-A-Wish shit? Obviously,
yeah.
Well, the kid from San Francisco wanted to be Batman for the day,
All right.
and
Yeah.
like they had like the whole city on in it, and there was like villains, and he's running around with Batman as his sidekick. So like the commercial's over, and you just see him running down the street, and it's like fading out, and it's all nice, and he's running down the street, and the whole city's cheering for him. It's this little fucking 6-year-old
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
dying of cancer,
Yep.
and he's sitting there, and,
getting his
and Batman
dream.
picks him up, and the kid's looking around, and all of a sudden he's just like, I was just
It's
like-
a dream.
That's dope, though.
I put the pillow over my face. I was like, yeah, what?
That's
Why I don't believe in God.
That just shows
What's
the-
up with you?
It just shows the power of. That's why you don't believe in
because
God.
you believe in Batman.
Because
No,
I believe in
'cause you believe in the
Batman,
power
and cancer's
community.
for not for kids, and priests shouldn't touch
There's a
kids. All
power-
right, so your top 5. We never got into cults.
That's what
That's
we
what we
bring
wanted to
up.
get into.
Oh, well.
We wanted to get into cults.
It's too late now.
We could go on for days about cults.
What time is it?
Yeah. It's too late now.
You guys are just gonna have to come back on.
There you go.
Mhm.
Joy's local, so she'll be back on in a
We could
couple
do
weeks.
You want to do a cold episode? We can do a cold episode.
All right, you guys will be back on for a cult episode because Joy was in a cult
Sick.
growing up. So
She's still currently in that cult.
yeah, we have to be. It's a little. We have to keep it on the DL.
Yeah.
They inject her with mono once a year.
Damn.
All right, Rye,
Is that what?
you're number 5. Songs. I mean, I'm sorry. Movies
switching it
that
up.
make you cry.
All right, I'm gonna go easy on this one. It's when they brought back Star Wars, when they
Sure.
killed Han Solo. When Han Solo
Force
died.
Awakens.
Yeah, when the Han Solo died, because I love Star Wars growing up. Like I had the.
You didn't see that coming from a mile away, huh?
No. Why would I? Why?
Good, they're not going to kill Han
He's
Solo.
too close to it. When you're too
I
close
was
to
too
something,
close. Yeah, exactly.
you don't
She's
see
right.
it.
Yeah,
I had that-
I hate Star
I had
Wars.
that-
I know nothing about it.
I had that box set. I had the box set VHS growing up, and I watched it a different one every day. And I love Star Wars.
And
There's
then,
nothing-
it,
yeah.
and then it cycled back to the
Yeah,
first
and then
one.
they fucking killed Han Solo, and I was like, you can't do that, man.
The disrespect.
You don't say that. You know
and his
what I'm
son killed him,
the disrespect
Exactly.
that you
which
have.
is even better.
saying? Yeah. It's like it was just like.
What do you think about his character?
Oh, Ben Solo,
Yeah,
like the guy. You know what?
Ben
He's a-
Solo
he
was his name.
sucked.
I never seen
Kylo
it.
Ren or Kylo Ren.
Yeah, it was Ben. His name's Ben. But he sucked
Terrible
in the
name.
first one. I think the second one he got a little better when he like.
Because it went to Force Awakens, Rogue One, and then the Jedi Returns.
Well,
the Jedi or the Return
the
of
Last
the
Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of trash, but it wasn't. There was still some cool shit.
See, you're definitely too close to it
Yeah.
because you can't say that it was bad.
Totally.
Rogue One was awesome. I thought.
Oh, I thought Rogue One was great.
Great.
I could
I
make a
love
Star
Rogue
Wars movie in my backyard, and you'd be like, "It was okay. It was okay." You know.
Do you like Episode 1 through 3?
No. No, I hate those ones.
Jesus.
Those ones are terrible.
Really?
Those ones are so bad.
I like them. Jar Jar Binks is the only thing that people usually hate.
That was your favorite part, you mean?
Jar Jar Binks, the ultimate Sith Lord, bro.
All right. Well, conspiracy theorists. All right.
I'll bring
So
it
Star
on.
Wars.
So, The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that was the easy one.
Joy.
Joy.
You're
so
number
Joy.
5.
So first off, Joy
Just
didn't have a top 5. She
just
didn't
made
know.
these during the commercial
Just
break.
Google.
Yeah, was just googling stuff. So do
What
you have
makes
a full
people
5?
cry?
Do you have a full 5?
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
so you have a couple.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
in no particular order.
Yes, no order at all.
Okay,
So I'm gonna just say one.
shoot from the hip.
Shooting from the hip.
Fire away.
I'm gonna say My Girl.
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
No,
My
I'm
girl?
not kidding you. Fantastic.
Really old movie.
great.
Describe it, whatever you wanna do.
All right, I haven't seen it in a really long time.
If you want to pass it off, I'll take over for
Because
you.
it made me cry. So when I was a little kid, I'm not gonna watch it again. But
Right.
know my girl is.
I'm sorry.
I
Sir.
get that. I would understand that no one does.
No.
It's like a little.
Joy, I'll take it from here. My number 5 is My Girl.
Oh, there you go.
So Macaulay Culkin is Thomas J. Thomas J.
Can't see. without his
Spoiler
glasses.
alert!
You can't-
1991. He dies.
Way to help
in-
me out with that one.
Huh?
Way to help me out with that
Yeah,
one.
I got you. Why did I cut you off? Were you going to do it, or I felt like you were struggling?
I was. No, I was.
Fucking Steeler over here.
Yeah.
No.
So My Girl was
Fucking
my
Steeler Dan.
All I know is he can't see without his glasses. That's all I know.
so
And bees.
the movie. Yeah.
Somebody
Well,
bees.
he's allergic to
Lots of bees,
bees,
bro.
and that's how he dies. He loses his glasses
Dude,
in the woods.
spoiler.
And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, 1991.
Rod was
and,
gonna watch it when he went home.
And Thomas J.
Yeah, dude,
Thomas
by
J. dies.
myself.
Great movie all around, though. It's just a great fucking movie all around. So her dad's she lives in a funeral home, so she sees dead bodies all the time. Like that's just part of her shit. Thomas J. lives. I forget her. Data is her name. And then Thomas J. lives down the street. They're best friends. Macaulay Culkin. Possibly could have been a cult himself. He might have been touched by Michael Jackson also, but had nothing to do with the movie. But it's a very sad movie.
But it was probably at the same time period
yeah, probably. And
when he would shoot My
I
Girl
think it was like
and then
right
go
after
to
Home
Neverland
Alone
Ranch.
2, and it's first of all, it's just a great movie. There's best friends. They kind of love each other. They kind of don't love each other, and
Like how
Don't-
best friends are.
Well, they're too young.
don't mock My
Yeah.
Girl.
They're too young to.
Know that they like each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But then she's there. He's running. He dies from getting stung by bees. Thomas J. can't see without his glasses. Ra, you're number 4 or you're number 5.
He dies by
So
getting
th-
stung by bees.
Yeah, because he's allergic
He's
to bees.
allergic
That's the
to bees.
point.
And
So then the funeral is what's.
and then the funeral's at her house because
I'm
she
not
lives
watching this
there.
movie
Because her
ever.
dad's a.
And then this,
I already know what's happening.
and then for some, so they live in California, but they go to the tar pits for some reason. This is why I wanted to.
we went to the tar
th-
pits.
that was.
She tried killing you with bees.
Don't tell him.
No, she tried sinking me in the tar pits, bro.
That's this movie
Why don't you
is
go
the
down
main
there?
reason I wanted
Never
to go
get
to the
out.
tar pits. So it was on your list as well.
Yeah. Our number 5s.
Hour.
My number 5.
Listen. Don't you dare give me an English lesson. Our number 5s.
My number 5, and to watch. So it's a movie with
Fuck you.
Jake. Was that on yours?
It's my number fucking 1, dude.
For sure. For sure.
That
don't
movie's
say
so
it.
sad.
For sure.
It hits home. It hits home, bro.
Just wait until it's your turn if it's your number 1.
It's
I
not
took
gonna go
her
like
5 because it
It's
was
not
no
gonna
fun.
go like that,
No,
bro.
hop
That
in.
movie is so sad. That movie
So-
is so sad.
So Jake Gyllenhaal
Oh my god, Michael Pena.
and Michael Pena are partners.
God.
They're police officers.
Have you seen the movie, Joy?
I have not. No.
Jesus.
So this is going to be a lot of
But it's
spoilers,
weird.
I think, because
it's
the
not a
saddest
normal-
part
it's
of the
not a-
movie is
it's
usually
not a
the
normal
end.
movie. I mean, it's not. It's,
Right.
They don't. It's not shot like a normal movie. It's like shot like documentary style.
Oh, it's a fantastic.
From
Right.
that, from their point of view, like they have a camera and they're like in
It's like
a
Blair Witch
car
Project.
together. Yeah, kind of like that. But
Right.
it's better.
Right.
Like,
It's Blair.
debatable.
In terms of the shots. In terms of the shots.
It's Blair Witch Project with professional camera people.
Yeah,
Jake
better.
Gyllenhaal is
Yeah,
one of
and
the best
actors.
actors there is. Michael Pena,
Michael
arguable.
Pena.
But I'll
Right.
tell you, like I said, this is going to be a lot of spoilers. So if
That
you,
was the first movie that
just
made me
fast
bawl
forward
my
a little bit.
eyes out.
when he does a eulogy, Michael Pena dies. He does a eulogy for Michael Pena, and they first off they were in a shootout, so he's got his arm in a sling.
Yep.
His other arm's wrapped up. He's got a crutch, and he walks up to the front, and he's up there in movie time for, I don't know, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
a full 2 minutes, and all he says halfway through was, "He was my brother,"
Yeah.
and that's it. That's the
whole-
entire
that's the whole
eulogy.
speech.
Yeah,
That's it.
Sometimes
Good
that's all
And
you
if
can
you
get
know-
out.
exactly.
I mean, that's like if you have brothers, like normal brothers, or you
Right.
have like friends who are brothers, like
Right.
you know
Right.
exactly what this person is feeling.
Oh yeah,
right.
brother goes a long way. It's not just blood.
It's yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Because
Like,
you
I
make
have
bonds.
brothers.
I only
I
have one brother, so like it's
Yeah.
not that I'm not close with him. I'm just saying, but like you acquire
Oh, I got-
friendships,
I got
and
brothers
it's
who are-
more than just friendships.
I got
like,
brothers who are friends that like do anything. For
I can
me.
acquire. I acquire. Jesus Christ, I can
You've
imagine
acquired-
like
you've
people.
acquired brothers.
I've acquired
got-
brothers,
like
but I
acquired
can imagine
tastes.
like people who've been in like the military and shit. The people who've been in like the military with each other and shit. Forget
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's like a
Or-
bond you can't fucking break.
Or
I don't know.
police officers that are partners
Yeah.
in this movie that
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
It's insane. That
Number
was-
5
that was
and Rise number 1.
Jesus Christ. Bro. You already crushed.
You're
my
number
deal.
4. Mine was my 5 was my girl. So you're number 4.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor.
Why Pearl Harbor?
Based off true events.
Because when Josh Hartnett, so what does it happen? So it's Josh Hartnett and Ben Affleck and Kate Beckinsale, right?
Josh Hartnett is
Two of them are really hot. One of them I want to beat the fuck out of.
Is it Josh
Is it
Hartnett?
Ben-
Because he's
is
a
it Ben
terrible
Affleck?
actor. He's
No,
a
because
terrible
Ben
actor.
Affleck was in my top 5 worst actors.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's Ben Affleck.
Well, Ben
It's gonna be
Affleck's a
fun.
bad actor too, but so is Josh Hartnett. Sorry, go ahead.
So it was like Josh Hartnett and Ben Affleck are they? They're not. Are they fighter
They're
pilots?
Yeah, but they have beef with each other.
Yeah, but no. So like they have beef and they're brothers and shit, like kind of the same thing as like End of Watch. But then Ben Affleck goes on a mission and like he gets like picked to be in the Air Force in World War II.
Have you seen the movie Pearl Harbor?
I don't know, bro.
I haven't seen some of my movies in a while.
It's
so
been a while.
I might be
dude,
doing the
honestly.
same thing.
Should I bring up?
No,
should I bring
Ben
up the
Affleck gets
summer?
picked to be a pilot in World War II before Josh Hartnett does, and he goes on a mission and he dies. Supposedly dies, but then he comes back. But in the meantime, Josh Hartnett has taken Ben Affleck's girl.
Mrs. Steele girl.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
It's my sister, your girl. Yeah, and then they hate each other obviously, and then they come back into good graces. But then they go on like one of the last missions before the war was over, which was like a suicide mission, and they get captured as POWs.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, we got the pictures, dude. You get captured as POWs,
Oh,
and Josh Hartnett, the one that you wouldn't expect to live, who because he just has like a new girlfriend and a new family, gets shot to death. And Ben Affleck is the one that takes back the girl with the kids of Josh Hartnett. But
He was like,
the
"Now we
shooting,
fucking-"
the shooting was like intense. It was like they were all like boarded up, like they were all like tied to crosses, basically.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
felt it.
and like he dove in front of Ben Affleck, and they fucking just
Pop.
put a bunch of holes in him. It was
sad.
it was intense.
War is a very intense thing. I couldn't fucking imagine. But I kind of get.
I was gonna say, Joy, do you
Joy,
have another one?
you're number 4 or whatever you have written down.
This is my last one.
Okay, no, it's okay.
It's not that serious. So I don't want to take it back.
It's too late. It's too late. You already
Land
started.
Before Times.
I was gonna
Notebook.
say
It
up.
was Notebook.
Up?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, the beginning
I mean,
of
Up
that.
is a sad movie.
The beginning of it is just breaks my heart.
I mean, they do that like montage
Yeah.
of their whole life together, going up until her death.
It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
stuff.
actually very good. Like
so
that's
good.
so good because like that's a person's whole life.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of like your grandparents because they're the only people you can relate to. Like oh my god, like could you imagine going in a time machine and like seeing where your grandparents met?
Oh, that'd be so dope. I would do that in a heartbeat.
I would want to. Would you rather
Yeah.
see your grandparents
would-
meet or
I
your
would-
parents meet?
I would love to see. Honestly, I would love to see both. I think just like
I would crack up watching my parents, but I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like I
I'm
would
sure.
feel more honored. I feel like more honored seeing my grandparents, but seeing my parents, I'd be like, Shh, my dad ain't got no
I
fucking
think-
game. What the fuck's he doing?
yeah, duh. I mean,
Because like my mom was
he's
hot
just
when
like
she was
you.
young. No, my mom was like hot when she was young. My dad's like 5'5". I'd be like, what's this little fucking shrimp doing? The fuck out
I
of
just
here.
think it would be a great.
He
Look,
got her,
like,
though.
great look
Damn
into
right
a
he did.
past time, like into a past like culture, just like of something that we don't know about. We have
I
nothing.
think
to
I
know
would say my
about.
parents.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
I think I would say grandparents too, because I think it's just the relationship that you have with
Well, you love your
those generations. Yeah, and you grew up with your parents, and your grandparents were only there a little bit. Or
They're the
down
ones
all,
that give
or-
you all the fucking sweets, bro.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with y'all for a minute.
But it's so cool because like
Well,
we were,
hang out is different than seeing them
Well,
meet.
yeah, you're
I
right.
would rather hang
pull 'em-
out with my grandparents, but watching from afar, I think that I'd be more interested in my parents.
Huh.
it depends because my grandpa, my mom's dad, I would want to hang out with too because he was like a gambler and a drinkler. So like that would be really fun. But my,
Similar to a drinker.
That's a combination drinker gambler.
but my dad's dad, I wouldn't want to hang out because my dad and my grandpa are exactly alike. So they'd like put me to work and stuff, and like there's no fun.
You're like, you can't even see me. How am I getting put to work? I'm a ghost.
There's no fun. Like they're like the definition of like hard men that like
Yeah.
aren't military.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, you wake up, you work,
Yeah.
and
Labor-
you
just
work,
laborers.
Yeah.
and you work, and you work, and you come home, you make a kid, and then you go back to work, and you work. You're just
So
like,
it's constant work all the
Jesus.
time.
my grandpa moved them to Philly. Like I said, they started all the way up in Canada, came all the way down here. Then he left them in Philly, went up to Detroit. He worked 28 out of 30 days out of the month. Like they would do like these shifts. I was just like, no. And then my grandpa Speed, my mom's dad,
His name is Speed,
that was his nickname, Speed, because he
Like-
moved so slow.
like the
'Cause he
dude
did a
from
lot of speed.
like the dude from Underworld.
And like he was the Italian side, so they all had nicknames. So they hung out at this bar called the Sons of Italy. It's like a
Do they
type of
play
thing.
cards?
Cards all fucking day and gamble all day.
cards
So
are
he was a
great.
You got that
tra-
experience.
he was a trash man.
Fuck yeah.
He was a trash man, and they called him Speed because he was super not slow, like he wouldn't do his job, but like he just
It was
he was just
procrastinate.
fucking.
It was the opposite of what he actually was.
He was just in his. He was just in his
You
lane.
get it? You get it? It's
Speed.
the opposite.
Staying
It's like
in
we call
lane,
you
bro.
we call you Smalls because you're really big.
Yeah, exactly. Speed, but like that was just his shit. But yeah,
Nice. So my number 4.
yeah, huh? Sure.
My number 4 is another Ben Affleck flick in Armageddon.
Oh,
Ben Affleck,
all right.
Bruce Willis.
damn.
They get. Was it your number 2? God damn
No,
it!
no.
Picking apart Rise.
I mean,
over here.
Ryan.
I'll help you out.
I mean,
I'll help you out. It's my
Ryan's. You know,
They
think
think
alike
alike.
sometimes, but like, no.
I'll help you out. It's my number 4
Nice.
because it's the first movie that actually made me cry because I
Right.
seen that when it come out 97, 90,
something
whatever.
like that.
And The Watch was the first one that actually made me cry. Like,
There you go.
Like actually.
So did you watch Armageddon beforehand?
Yeah,
And you were
no,
like,
I was like,
who gives a fuck about Bruce
no, it
Willis
was like a
dying
science
for his
fiction.
family?
It was like a science fiction movie.
Yeah,
You know,
so
I
you
mean,
didn't care.
in my opinion.
Yeah, but like,
Let alone your number 5 science fiction movie. Of
First of
Star
all- first of
Wars. We won't talk about that.
Armageddon
we're
is
not. What was it? I
There
started
might be a
off slow,
theme
but-
there.
Armageddon has an incredible cast
Oh yeah.
Oh, insane cast.
and fantastic movie.
Buscemi, Ving Rhames, right? Isn't he in that one?
You're thinking of Con Air, and I'm gonna fucking.
That's
freak
not
out.
Con Air.
And I'm gonna
Ving
freak out.
Rhames is in Armageddon.
Sure
No,
isn't.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Is that what his name is?
Michael Duncan.
Kareem Mile.
Clark.
Kareem.
Yeah.
Kareem Mile.
The
Kareem Mile.
Kareem.
I thought you were about to say Kareem what?
Kareem Mile.
The Kareem Mile.
So
Sorry,
they get
bro.
down. They get down. They get down on the asteroid.
On the fourth down line.
Ben Affleck is supposed to be staying on the asteroid to finish the digging. He's gonna die, but Bruce Willis tricks him. He sends him back up.
He's marrying his daughter.
That's right. He's marrying his daughter, and then the whole scene where his daughter they find out that Bruce Willis is staying down, and then he has a conversation with his daughter who's back in Houston, I guess, where with the NASA team.
Yeah.
And he has a conversation with her, and everyone clears the room, like, super emotional. I'm about to die for you, so don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And then they all come back, and
Yeah.
A couple of them die in the mission.
A lot of them die in that one.
yeah, like the whole
Look at that fucking crew.
second group, the whole second row of group.
That's the one where at the end of the movie.
You can talk into the mic.
Sorry, that's
Is that not Ving Rhames though?
No, it's Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan,
Okay.
yeah.
Never mind.
and he starts singing at the end. He's like, "I'll leave it." Oh,
On
that's
a
such a good.
jet
Oh,
plane.
word.
Yep.
All right.
Look at Steve
Yeah.
Buscemi.
I was lost for a little
Steve
bit.
Buscemi is so much
Who,
shorter
Nucky,
than everybody
Nucky
else.
Thompson?
All he,
He
did
was
was
a, you know,
all he did was
you know,
ride
he
the
was a New York
rocket.
City firefighter, right?
Yeah, crazy.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
Armageddon.
completely unrelated to any of this, but it's a great movie that I've seen
No,
recently.
no, we love it.
The Fifth Element. Fucking love that.
You've
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen it?
Oh no, I've seen it many, many times.
Fifth Element is
I
an
just-
absolute classic.
Chris
oh
Tucker?
my god, such a fucking good role in that.
Chris
movie.
Tucker?
Oh, yes. So good. Sorry. Not
It made you cry of happiness of watching The Fifth Element.
Well, she almost
Not the
died.
movie
And then
itself.
like that love scene at the end, which wasn't really like a
What's
love
her name
scene.
in the movie? Elle?
Lilo.
Lilo.
But it's like a really long thing, so she shortens it for
Bruce
Lilo.
Willis.
Is that Mila
So Yeah, she's in everything.
The Resident Evil girl. The Resident Evil girl.
Yes.
She was in all the Resident Evils.
Yeah,
She's very sexy, but
smoking.
like
Yeah.
uniquely.
That's now my new number one Resident Evil. I cried
Yeah.
all through all the Resident Evil movies.
You're sick, and you need to see a therapist.
My
Yeah,
number
you might
4
need to get on
and
that.
Ev's number 4 is Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Number 3, Rye.
Oh, dude. This is gonna sound so dumb, but it is
I love it already.
very true. It is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
All right, Troy, you're
All
number
of-
3.
Dude, come on, man. When he goes from the past to the present to the future with death.
I don't even know if I've ever seen it.
It's Michael Caine.
This was
Mi-
last
it's
Austin
Christmas
Powers'
was
dad.
the first time I
Michael
seen it.
Caine. Michael Caine. Who is Alfred in The Dark Knight.
Austin Powers' dad.
But like young Michael Caine.
Daddy wasn't there to take me to the fair. Austin Powers. I don't know if you guys ever seen it.
Dad, what's wrong with your neck? Took a Viagra, got stuck in my throat, had a stiff neck for hours.
Those movies are fucking awesome.
Austin Powers,
Sorry.
so good.
Sorry.
All right,
tell
next.
Us why, no, tell us
Next,
why.
bro.
What made you cry about
I mean,
just them saying? Is it like
Because
Scrooge?
you know how much work
dude,
went
it's
into
like
the puppets?
It's like an evil man.
Tell me.
Maybe.
These guys are just suffering.
Maybe.
So it's like it's like Scrooge.
It's an evil man. It's an
They
evil
see the
man who
past.
became all of a sudden.
Not evil.
Yeah, I mean, not even just not evil, but like a giving person, but like you know.
So it was
the
a happy
whole-
cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then also you got the Muppets, which like helps.
Right.
The guys on the
Tim is a-
chains. What's the guys
Tiny
on the
Tim
chains?
is. Oh, it's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or whatever.
A couple
guys.
fuckos who just go through and out the walls.
And then it's like, yeah. But
What's this guy's name? Because he's cool.
Hagrid, I think it is.
that's the ghost of
Yeah.
that's the ghost of Christmas present.
Huh.
Okay.
Get the
All right, so-
past is the one with the chains, and then the one of the future is basically.
I do remember having
Yeah.
this on video and watching it, but like, I must.
And it was mad funny, bro.
I used to just doze off.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I used
Yeah,
to just
it-
doze off.
It's mad funny. Yeah, that's.
I believe you. It's
that's
funny.
death right there.
I'll never watch it ever again
Like
in my
that.
life.
That was
Was he
scary.
a doctor?
Is Michael Caine a doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, like Doctor Who?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch that.
No,
show.
isn't
I
he
feel like
Scrooge?
he was.
No, Michael Caine is he's Scrooge, but Michael Caine is a very accomplished British actor.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I am not saying anything about Michael Caine.
No,
I'm just
she's
saying this
asking
movie's trash.
if he's been doctor one of the doctors of Doctor Who.
I'm a big Doctor Who.
That like
Never seen Doctor Who.
see that
Great
I
show.
saw that as a kid, and I was like,
That's
that,
creepy.
Right, that's
that
scary.
shit is
You're right, that's
crazy.
scary.
It's got no
as fuck.
face. It's got
We're,
no
look,
face.
we're looking at
It's death.
Michael Caine, and it's
That's
pretty much
death.
like, I guess that's the Grim Reaper type action.
That's death.
Yeah.
It's the Ghost of Christmas feature.
So
that's-
Christmas dies.
Well, no, that's just what
I don't think you understand the premise.
I don't. And Joy, you're number 3.
Joy,
You don't have one?
I don't think
you
you
don't have any
understand
more?
the
We can
question.
get a ride.
Negative. I'm passing that one.
My number 3 is a Will Smith joint, "Pursuit of Happiness." Coming up, pursuit of
Go ahead.
That's what that song was
Because I have
about.
a lot of. I
Is
have a
that-
lot of
is that-
compliments.
It's a great song. though.
They wrote the movie after that song.
That's right. They heard that song. They were like, "We should write a movie about that." So Will Smith,
Yes.
he's homeless, doesn't have any money, and he tries to get a job on Wall Street. He ends up getting it at the end. So there's 2 points that make you tear up. One is a sad cry when he's locked in. He locks himself in the closet with his bathroom. Is it bathroom? In the subway station
Forget it.
with his son because he doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
So he locks himself in, and it's like the middle of the night, and
Yeah.
somebody's trying to get in, and they're banging on the
Yeah.
door, and he's crying because he's got nowhere else to go with his son, he's trying to get a good night's sleep. Sad cry, happy cry is the end.
It's when it all works out.
Right, when he sits in the boardroom, and they let him know that he's got a job, and he's trying to hold in all of his emotions, and then he goes outside onto the street. All the people are passing him, and he's celebrating and shit with Jaden, his actual son. It's great to see it work out for him, obviously, because you know all the shit that he had to go through,
Fantastic movie.
and then
Absolutely fantastic movie.
all the work that he put in, because the intern program was
This is
an
a
intern
bone
program.
density scanner.
Right.
I'll never forget this speech
And
right here.
they steal.
Sometimes when I don't feel like going to the gym, I'll listen to this speech. Do you
They-
think if we listen to that, we'll get
And like
sued?
you feel like you worked out?
The one they steal his scanner,
I don't
and
get
that's
it.
all of
And
his
I'm
money was
spent.
in that scanner.
So he was
And he
like
has to
he's
chase after him, and he's
like an inventor.
no.
No, he's a medical salesman.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's that.
You've
That's
never
that.
seen this?
I mean, I saw it, but like I don't remember it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
should watch
gonna
it.
lie.
Not that old.
Yeah, I mean, like my memory's not that great.
Yeah, CTE. Okay.
Yeah, so Pursuit of Happiness, my number 3.
There it
F.
is. There it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he's
Hold your
locked in the
kids.
bathroom right there.
My number 3 is a movie called Fruitville Station.
Yep.
So Fruitville
Oh.
Station. Have you ever seen it?
Damn, son.
Have you seen it?
Look at you with the indie films, dog.
Oh yeah, I love indie films. Michael B. Jordan.
Jesus
So
Christ.
see now, it's a true story
Now you're
about
showing us all that.
Oscar Grant, and the movie came out in probably like 2011, and he died probably 2009.
Yeah.
So the whole movie, so it's a pretty fresh story, and it's about. Do you know the story, Joy?
No, I'm just.
You know the
paying
story.
I
attention.
kind of know the story.
So it's a kid in New York, blah blah blah, and it's New Year's Eve. I'm pretty sure. I think it's New Year's Eve. And anyway, they're on a train, and a cop kills him on the train, shoots him, like because there's like a fight kind of breaks out, that type of thing. But like, I already know the ending before the movie starts, but like I didn't know anything about his life.
Yeah.
So the whole movie, you're kind of just like anticipating him dying because like you know it's gonna happen. But it's like going through his whole life. So it's already sad enough that like this kid died for no fucking reason because there was like a little scuffle on the subway and shit. But like seeing him be an actual person and like go through his life, like he has a daughter and he's doing this.
Yeah.
Right, you
and,
get
like,
more attached to him.
You get
'cause
attached to
it's-
the character, and then all of a sudden, like you're sitting there, and it's like, oh my god, I like him, I like him, I like him, and like you know in the back of your mind, like, oh my god, he fucking dies at the end
And,
of this.
and not only that, I think you kind of forget.
Yeah.
Like you're watching the beginning of the movie, and you're like, when's he gonna die? When's he
right,
gonna
like
die?
in your
When's
mind, you're hoping, you're like, oh, I hope they changed the ending.
Right, and then like halfway through the movie, you're hoping that they changed it, and then like 3/4 of the way through the movie, you forget that he fucking dies, and then he dies, and you're like, oh shit,
You're like, oh, I thought they changed that
yeah,
already.
what the
Like-
fuck? I
like,
totally forgot.
Me and Chelsea watched it, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I can't believe this fucking shit. Like, I can't believe he's gonna die at the end of this, and like all this stuff, and like it's such a good fucking movie. And then like,
Some of the
well, the reason that it was such a big deal is like it was probably one of the first.
it's a historical movie though, right? Like it's like
It's a real thing. But
It's based on
well, I
like
wouldn't
real
say,
people.
Yeah, real thing. Like historical, I guess is a strange word, but you're
Some
right.
of the some of the
But,
I
but
think
that's the accurate word.
some of the best movies I think though like
It's
the
New Year's
historical
Eve, yeah.
figures, like you already know where it's gonna be at, like you already know
Right.
what the end game is, but like just seeing the build up to that.
But the problem
And
is
this put him on-
It's-
this put
this
him
is
on the
what's-
back.
That's
this is
great.
one of the first like this is so I hate talking about this type of shit, but like I guess it's one of the first like cop or like videos of people getting killed because like this is whatever 2008 and somebody recorded it on their phone.
Right.
That's why it was like such a big deal. Because I mean, this isn't bashing cops. I mean, it's both sides. The people are just as bad as the cops, and the cops
Yeah.
are just as bad as people. But like, this was recorded, so like that's the actual footage right there. Like they have it on their phone of him dying. So it's like, I guess one of the first, whatever.
And this
But it
put
was so
this put
sad.
Michael B. Jordan on the map, didn't it?
I don't know.
This was like one of his first.
No, I thought this was after Creed. Or
No, it's before.
No, this is definitely before Creed.
Was
Yeah.
it before Black Panther?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this came out in like 2009 or 10 or 11.
I thought there was something else that he did that was like.
No,
I
he's been
thought
an
this
actor
was
for
it.
a
But
while.
maybe,
Tom,
yeah, but
Well,
this
yeah, obviously he's been an actor.
I thought
for
this like
a long
put him on the
time.
map. Maybe it didn't, but
2013. Very good movie. But like I said, like
Yo,
you're just sitting there with the anticipation and like the anxiety all movie. You're just like, fuck, Oscar. Fuck. Great movie.
so that was your number 3.
Yes.
Number 2, Rye.
Now I gotta change shit up because you stole my fucking number 1, dog.
I think you can
Oh, it's
share.
all right.
No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
you
I'm
can
gonna,
still go.
I'm just gonna keep it, and then I'm probably just gonna make.
We'll do some honorable mentions afterwards.
Remember the Titans.
Number 2.
Number 2. Remember the
Fantastic.
Titans. When
Nah,
first of all,
nah.
when Bertier gets hit by the car, obviously. When Julius has to go see him in the hospital,
And they try to kick him
and
out.
all the whole team's in there, and what his mom says is like, "He's the only one you want to see right now. He's the only one you want to see." And
Right.
then
They try to kick
he
him.
gets into the room,
Only kin in
and
here.
then only kid in here, and then he goes, and then Bertier's like, "Can't you see?
Can
We're
you see the
brothers.
resemblance?"
We're brothers." And then I said this earlier on the break, but when they started coming together as a team, like that was a happy cry. Like you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like, when Bertier said to that guy who wouldn't block for Rev, he's like, "I'm gonna hit you next week. I'm gonna make you want to get a new haircut." Like you know, like when they came
Right.
together, and there's a whole montage of them all coming together at camp, and then obviously Sunshine comes in.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. like that time, like I love it when like that, like those kind of movies, like Rem Titans or like Miracle, where like you get the team
Right, and
it
it's
comes together, and
it's not a cry. It's like
it's
eyes
just like
well up,
yes.
well up, you know,
then it's
watery,
yeah, and then it's like okay,
Teary-eyed.
teary eyed.
now let's go, like now let's go.
This is it. Let's
You
do
know.
it. That was your number. That was number
Rem
2,
Titans.
right? That was
Rem
number 2.
Titans, yeah.
Did you think of any more, Joy?
Oh no.
No. She's like, I'm not even trying now.
Oh
Shut
yeah,
up.
I.
My number 2 was
Out the game.
Sorry,
was
guys.
not on anybody else's list, but it was mentioned. It's The Green Mile.
Nice.
So this is a movie that if you've never seen it
Stephen
and
King.
you are going to watch it when it's on TV, please don't, because it's 9.5 hours on TV. Because it's like a fucking 4-hour movie.
That's when you bought it in VHS and it came in 2 different tapes.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
This is a real deal.
But
Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P., is a prisoner in this jail on
Wait, that's Michael
death row.
Clark Duncan?
That's Michael Clark Duncan. On death row. Tom Hanks is one of the cops. But they come to like him. They don't come to like him. They come to love him.
Well, the one
Um,
cop's a complete fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, well, except for that guy.
There's always an antagonist.
Right. So
they're
he's...
in a movie. There ain't no antagonist. You know.
Exactly.
They're all upset
Actually, you know what? I'm
because...
gonna make a movie without an antagonist.
They're all
Can't you, like,
upset.
like
I'm trying to
movie?
tell you the story about
cannot do
fucking
it.
Green Mile,
you
guys.
cannot do it.
He's
Next
interrupting.
say something while I'm talking is getting shot.
So...
I don't even have headphones, but I can hear it.
Notice that he shot him below the knee, so it's not attempted murder.
So he's on death row, and by the end of the movie, they have to kill him. And the antagonist is the one that is
Tom
supposed
Hanks?
to put the sponge is supposed to put the sponge in the water before they put it on his head for the electric chair, and he doesn't do it because fuck him. And he's toasting on the chair. They're all upset that not only is he going to die, but now he's toasting. He's not dying. It's not a clean death.
Okay.
It's sad.
Fuck that.
Green Mile.
Big man.
Yeah.
Interesting picture we just looked at.
Yeah. He is about that big.
Wow.
My number 2.
You're number 2.
Hellboy? Is that not Hellboy, bro?
My dog Skip.
Okay.
Now, it's a great, fantastic movie. Frankie Muniz is just absolutely crazy, but it's a great movie.
dog?
But I'm saying, like, it's just a journey about a boy and his dog. But obviously, the older you get, the older the dog gets. You
Yep.
outlive every dog you're ever gonna have.
You're
So
about
it's
to
just-
you're about to live this life, bro.
You watch your fucking tongue.
What?
What? He's talking about the older you get. Do I have to explain this on this?
No, I don't think you
He's
do.
saying-
I'm gonna say hold your tongue. I'm gonna say
I think he's talking about my dog dying.
yeah. That's not. He's never had a dog. He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know.
I have brothers though.
Yeah, well, brothers aren't dogs.
And none of them.
Your brother can't lick his own asshole.
Little do you know.
He's very flexible. So what happens? I've never seen this movie.
It's just a life of Frankie growing. Well, I keep saying Frankie Muniz, but
It's not his name in the movie.
Malcolm in the Middle, growing up, and
Same guy.
growing up. But
Malcolm.
it's just sad because like the dog is his life. Obviously, he gets it as a kid, and he just grows up, and this.
He has it
It's just
everywhere
it's
he goes.
just sad towards the ending because like he grows up, you start getting like high school wise and shit. And, like Skip can't jump on the bed anymore and stuff. He's getting all anything with a dog's gonna make you fucking crack. But
yeah, you're making me sad already.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's just such a good movie, and it's just based in the oh Skip, look how cute Skip is. Look at him, little terrier type dog. Frankie Muniz is even cute as a little kid. Look at that picture. Because is there any more joy?
Right. Are you talking to Joy or?
Like,
Like right here?
Which
Is there
joy?
any more
Which
joy?
joy you speaking?
Hey
about,
Joy, did you bring
dog?
another joy with you?
Not today.
My
Not today.
dog Skip. It's just fantastic.
That is
So
a
that's-
great photo, though.
That's 2, right?
Yeah,
One,
that's my
two.
number 2.
Fuck.
Oh, you did your number 1, right?
Yeah,
Well,
talk about
kind.
End of
I mean,
Watch.
I guess I could like think of another one.
No. It's your number one. It's your number one.
End of Watch, man. That was the first one. That was actually the first movie that ever made me cry.
Right.
For like serious. Like I bawled my eyes out. End of
Yeah.
Watch. Because you know, I mean,
Yeah. It was on my list. Damn right.
but like
Was it the end? Did it take you to the ending?
it was the ending, man.
Yeah.
It's the ending. Because it's like
That's what I'm saying. They
'cause, you know,
keep the camera.
It's a power. It's. I mean, obviously they built it up with the whole the way they like they do it
Yep.
themselves, like,
Right.
and then you get like the whole cop part where it's like, you know, the partners, and you establish the brotherhood with that.
Right. And then their families as well.
But like, you know,
Where
I mean,
it's-
like, you know, as much as I know, it's like either like the blood brothers you have, or even just like friends you have, or brothers. It's like
You guys both
Right.
cops I don't know about? Like, you keep saying, like...
They're
Yeah,
actually
bro.
partners. They're
You know,
each
we were both Marines, so, like,
getting-
you know and I know.
Well, it's different
Uh,
because we're both Ryan, so
well,
you don't get it.
we're getting ready to
They have a twin
We're getting ready-
Exactly.
we're getting ready to
Twins.
bust. We're getting ready
Twins,
to bust
Basil.
this garage, bro. Bunch of narcs over here.
You guys drinking brews in here? Watch it.
You've been hiding cocaine in the freezer the entire time.
But you know, I think that was the movie that made me actually
We
start being soft at movies. Honestly.
There you go.
Because
So-
now I cry at like dumb shit.
right.
Like I cried at like
It opened you up.
I cried at like at Captain America: Civil War when Iron Man and fucking Captain America were like fucking fighting, dude. I'm just
Don't
like,
fight, guys.
yeah, dude. I'm like, just like, don't fight, bros. You guys are bros.
Nah, you're getting soft at your old age.
Yeah, like I'm soft, bro. It's like I love both of you. I can't pick the side.
So when mom
Don't
and
make
dad
me
are
pick.
fighting, what do I
Like,
do?
what do I do? Exactly.
So speaking about getting old, why did you pull up this
I was just
picture
scrolling
of
through, and I
Tom
just seen a picture
Hanks.
of Tom Hanks
It's
and Wilson,
Wilson.
reunion.
reuniting with Wilson?
Yeah. Why is your number one Castaway?
My number one is Castaway.
Nuh-uh.
No, my number one's Marley and Me because of all the
Because
reasons that
dog.
you said
About my dog
earlier. It's like,
I stay away from those
Obviously.
ones.
right?
Skip. Should.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
like why? So like, why do
Because
you
you
even
don't know.
Fuck those movies.
Because
Like,
you don't know.
You don't even have to have a dog. You'll just...
Yeah, I mean,
like? Why do you even make this
They're
movie?
too sad.
There is no reason to make this movie.
Like you're a dick. I
It's
don't
like
know.
the opposite of
Look
Hallmark
how-
movies.
Right?
Look at that little
Too
angel.
sad.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dog.
I saw a dog like that the other day, and I was like,
Yeah, you seen a golden retriever just cruising down the street?
kind of like a puppy one.
Look at that. Oh my god, look at them ears.
Oh my god.
I love when they lay like that. My dog does it when he's
Just
hot.
all
They
the
just
way out,
sprawl
yeah.
out. They
Yeah.
sprawl, yeah, they sprawl out.
Lionel will lay on
Especially
top
like
of
on
the
a
air conditioner
on
vent.
tile or
And
something.
when
Yeah, or
Yeah.
or
When
air
your
conditioner
dog
vent.
does that, it's especially cute because
Oh.
he's a menace.
Well, Marley and Me, I mean, anything with a dog, just forget it.
Yeah, when we brought this up, I was like, obviously,
See, my
Marley
dog's
and Me.
skipping this. Might as
Right.
well be the
Do
same
you have a
shit.
dog?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give him a dog.
and he's 8,
Big dog, little dog.
German Shepherd.
Ooh.
Damn.
So when
So
he
big dog.
he tore his ACL like not this past Christmas, the Christmas before.
I didn't know dogs can do that.
So supposedly it's like the most common injury for medium to large dogs.
Well, especially
And I was like, really?
German
I've never
Shepherd,
heard of it.
their hind legs.
Right.
I know that
But
they got
it's
issues.
usually hips, hip
Right,
dysplasia and stuff like that.
Okay.
But when I took him in, they were like, yeah, he probably tore his ACL. Like they knew it right away, and I was
Yeah.
like, he tore his ACL, and they were like, yeah, it's super common. And I was like,
He ain't
what?
no wide receiver,
I've always had
bro.
I've always had dogs, and
Yeah.
like not small dogs either. None of them have torn their ACLs, or maybe they did, and my parents just didn't tell me. They just took them to the doctor and
Yeah.
whatever. But
I'm just
Yeah,
cutting
she
my
was
dog's
like-
leg off. I'm not paying the $5,000.
she was like, it's super common.
He's gonna have a wheel. That's so sad.
No,
though.
he's gonna walk on 3 legs. If
On
he blows
3.
out 2 of them, then he'll have wheels.
That's what I was gonna say. So it's like, I think it's like
Hit my ride.
75% chance that you.
in my ride.
I'm so sad that I said
Yo,
that.
what do they put? They put a TV system in your dog's wheels, bro.
Alright.
Nobody's shiny, man.
Hydraulics.
I got you. What does he always put
Magic
in the fucking
Mike?
cars?
I hooked you up with
Yeah.
new Bose sound system.
Yeah. What the fuck's he always?
Ishmael.
Yeah. Whatever.
How many shiny, man?
But yeah, so it's like super common that they're gonna shoot. He's gonna blow the other one out. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, because that one's already messed up, so then he's
They
gonna
put
over.
more weight on it. Yeah.
Favor the other
So
one.
the first thing, one of the first things I did was got steps because he sleeps on the bed with us.
Oh,
So he needs steps.
does he
and
use
then
them?
when he's running at it.
Walks up backwards now. Very interesting.
Otherwise, he
My
can
nephew
still
started
jump
going
up
down
and
the
jump down.
steps that way.
There we go.
There we go. But I was thinking,
Joey loves that.
He's learning, man. He's tiny. He's
Okay.
learning the steps.
I'm thinking not only does he have problems with his legs, but he's also going to be getting older, and he's going to need the steps. Right now, he doesn't need the steps, but he's going to need them eventually.
It's better get him used to it.
Yeah, and
Sooner
that's
rather than later.
we have hardwood everywhere, except for the steps going upstairs, where I kept the carpet there
Yeah.
because, again,
Some
he's
traction.
going to need them eventually.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Marley and Mace, my number one.
Maybe get some like supplements. I don't know. I'm sure dogs got
Stem
them.
cell. They probably do stem cells for
No, he
dogs.
does, there's
For
like
sure.
vitamins and shit like that. Yeah.
Very expensive. Everything's too
Yeah,
expensive for
just
me.
give them like human things and just Google it. Make sure it's good. Call up a vet and be like, "Yo, can I give him some?"
Rye said he had PEDs earlier, so whatever.
Oh goodness.
What's your number one, Ev?
My number one, hardball.
Oh, G Baby.
Now,
Go ahead.
Now?
you give me a look. Do you know what hardball is?
Absolutely not. I'm just following along.
You don't know
I'm
what
just here
hardball
for the ride.
I'm listening. I'm trying to be an active listener.
Nice.
So
You don't know what hardball is. Hardball is a movie
Sounds
about
familiar.
a bunch of kids in the ghetto, and Keanu Reeves is a horrible gambler. So I don't know how he gets involved.
I was just gonna ask you, how the fuck does he get involved again?
One of the dudes, like his friend's a
He
lawyer.
has to,
His friend's
yeah.
a lawyer, and then his friend pays him to coach this kids in the ghetto.
Oh, so he's getting paid.
Yeah, because he's a horrible gambler. He needs the money. So he's getting paid to.
He's got debts.
Yeah, oh, big time. So he's teaching these kids in the ghetto. He's the coach of their baseball team, and it's just like all these kids in the ghetto, and it's horrible. And he just like don't care about. And they're a terrible baseball team. Then they start getting good. All this shit. You know.
He buys them jerseys in the playoff game or in the championship game or something like that.
They all get new jerseys, and then let's look up our boy, dude.
So does he get out of the debts that he's like? Does he get out of debt?
You know what?
I don't even know.
It's not relevant anymore.
No, it's not.
They just got them all new
Yeah,
jerseys.
They
Yeah, but
learn.
that's not why it's sad. Hold on.
They learn, like to come together. He starts respecting them, and not that he didn't respect these kids, but
They
Well,
work
he starts-
together for a
yeah,
common goal. And
exactly.
It's touching because they're
A lot of sports movies in this
Right.
down.
And G Baby dies.
Well, yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah,
They live in the ghetto, and G Baby gets hit by.
he's like this little, it's like somebody's little brother or something like that.
yeah, he's a
isn't he?
little brother. He's not even on the team, but he gets hit by a drive-by. It's just so sad seeing like this little baby casket just go around, and he's like one of the best characters in the movie.
But
you think
they-
we'll be able to hear this?
They buy. Well, if we would have known, we could have connected to this, and so that's him buying,
Your dog.
bringing the
Does he
new
have
jerseys.
gin?
Your dog is the
Boxes
funny.
of
Your
gin?
dog is the funniest dog ever. She broke down
No,
the
they
door.
were the
as I was
jerseys.
trying to go to the man.
Damn, I wish we could listen to this
So he buys the jerseys for him.
because
They
they're
don't
wearing
think they're
just
gonna-
bullshit T-shirts.
Yeah, they don't think that they're gonna beat this like really organized, good team. So he's like, "Nah, we are, because I got you these motherfucking jerseys,
and you're gonna win.
and you gonna win."
Anyway, when G Baby dies, it's
Can't
literally.
believe-
But
I
even
can't- I
even
still
in
can't
this
believe
part,
Keanu
yeah, this
was
part
a
got me.
fucking
This part got
baseball-
me emotional. When he
even
got
in
the
this
new
part,
jerseys.
they get everyone the new jerseys. They're all excited. That's G Baby
And he
in the middle
still
of
and he
it.
still looks like he's Neo, bro.
But I'm
And
saying,
he
like they're
gives-
just so. It's just so emotional because these kids have like nothing
and
to look
hat.
forward to.
Nah,
I don't know.
you'll know once you see them. But everyone gets jerseys except G Baby, and he's like, "There's no more jerseys for me." And then he turns around, like walks away. Skip forward a little bit. He turns around and walks away, and then he comes back because he's got it right there. That's G Baby.
Okay.
Everyone's excited.
Why
They
can't
all
we
got their
hear this?
jerseys, and G Baby's like, "I ain't got one. Look how little he is."
But he's so gangster. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
After
He's like,
after
"No
the
more
show's over,
jerseys?"
we'll put it on because you're gonna fucking cry just watching
Yeah,
him
but
knock
why
his
does-
jersey.
Yeah, but why does? Oh,
Oh, he's so tiny too.
why did he just? He's not on the team though, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's too small.
He's
or
too
he's too
young.
young.
Like, you got him. You
But
got
then
him
they
a
got
little
him
one.
one.
You got him
And
a
they're
little
like,
one.
"Yeah, G Baby."
Yeah, but he gets shot and dies, and it's the most heart wrenching thing you'll ever see in your fucking life.
All
Number
right, so
one.
let's run through our top. Give your whole top 5-1, right? Do you remember it?
Star Wars.
Yeah, well, Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars when
The
Han
Force
Solo-
Awakens.
Force Awakens when Han Solo died. Then it was no, it wasn't Pearl Harbor. What was the next one? I
Yeah,
said?
4 was Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor.
Then it was, no, because you said.
I thought you said you was all right, Spider.
Shit, man.
I wish we could go back. Everyone that's listening
Remember
to this is
Titans
like,
and
you're a
End of
fucking
Watch.
idiot.
Yeah.
And the watch was one.
Yeah.
Land Before Time.
No, Mother Christmas Carol. That's what it was.
Oh,
There it
Jesus.
is.
No
There it
wonder
is.
we forgot that.
Yeah, no wonder.
All right, my number 5 was End of Watch. Number 4, Armageddon. Number 3, Pursuit of Happiness. Number 2, The Green Mile. Number 1, Marley and Me.
My number 5 was My Girl. Number 4 was Armageddon. My number 3 was Fruitvale Station. 2, My Dog Skip. Number 1, Hardball. I had an honorable mention that is a fucking tearjerker.
Oh, let's talk about a couple honorable mentions because
My Sister's Keeper.
Yep.
Forget about it. Fucking forget about it. That is just straight waterworks. Have you ever seen that?
No, I
Is
think
it-
I stay away from those types of movies.
Good for you. You should. Because the movie, the whole movie.
They both have cancer?
No,
Somebody
just
has
the one
cancer?
sister. So the whole movie's based on the one sister's dying of cancer the entire movie, but they're like 12. It is absolutely hard. Just stay away from it if you can.
So I
I
had
think I'm gonna.
this is in no particular, like, it's not like my 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like, it's just ones that I wanted to mention. I didn't have any documentaries on the list because I felt like that was kind of cheating.
It is cheating.
So I put it on my honorable mentions in Dear Zachary. Did you ever see that documentary?
Dear Zachary?
Yeah.
No.
It's about this guy who's trying to make a video for his friend's son because his friend was killed by his ex-girlfriend and she got away with it. And then
I know what you're talking about.
during it, she I don't.
Like is it true? Is
It's
it
a
like
documentary.
true crime or-
So he's just his goal is to just it's his friend's kid, and his friend died. So his goal is to like try to make a
Exonerate.
documentary about his
Okay.
that guy's father, so he can learn a little bit. And as it's going on, I don't know if you guys are gonna watch it or not. But
Yeah,
like,
what is it called?
Dear Zachary.
Okay.
Dear Zachary.
As it's going on, they find out more
No,
information
we
about
love
the
we
death
love that true
of
crime shit.
yeah. So check it out, Dear Zachary. Man on Fire
Man,
Okay.
with
Sully.
Denzel and
Anything with Denzel.
Dakota Fanning.
Dakota
Anything with
Fanning.
Denzel though.
Yeah.
Like, Denzel always.
when he goes back and saves PETA
Sure.
and
forget
he's
it.
dying and shit and whatever. You guys seen it?
Yeah, no doubt.
Mighty Ducks D2
2. I got 2
when they beat Iceland finally.
Adam Sandler movies.
Click.
You got-
Click is one,
Is it
obviously.
8 Crazy Nights, bro?
8 Crazy Nights is the other.
Click
Yeah.
when he's in the pouring rain and he's suffocating and nobody hears him.
Yeah. Click. And Reign Over Me.
Oh.
You guys ever seen that one?
That's a
Yeah,
good
with
one.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one.
So his whole family died in 9/11, and he has like
Right there, I'm done.
PTSD,
Even though it's a
and
conspiracy.
he's
What?
he's
That's dark.
You fucker.
so he's like
Sure.
kind of going crazy because his whole family fucking died, and then they need to figure out if they want to send him to an institution, and his wife's parents like have to make the decision, and then he has like it's like a minute speech with his parents, with his wife's parents, because he never wants to talk to them about anything,
Yeah.
and he has the speech with his parents or with her parents saying, I don't talk about her because I see her everywhere.
Yeah.
I walk down the street and I see her in somebody's faces. I see the kids in somebody's faces, and it's clearer than all the pictures that you have. And he's like, I even see the dog. He's like, the fucking dog. But
No, dude. I hear you.
yeah. Do you guys have any other honorable mentions?
I definitely do. If I just-
Die Hard 1 for Rye.
And 2, and 3, and
three.
4, and 5.
Die Hard with a
Honestly,
Vengeance.
I'm not a fan of Die Hard movies. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Okay.
Like,
It's one of the best
it's
Christmas
not-
movies ever
I-
made, so I'll tell you that.
Nah,
Die Hard
dude.
with a Vengeance?
No, The Grinch. Honestly, The Grinch.
The Grinch has
The
made
Grinch
you
with Jim
cry.
Carrey.
That's
There you
make
go.
that's make you.
When his heart goes up, and then
It goes
he's
up-
like, and then
what is it,
and then
4
he,
sizes?
and then he
What,
starts,
what shall I
he
wear?
starts caring about the present. No, he goes, the sleigh, the presents, and I care. What is the deal?
What about Jumanji when he's like, what year is it?
Or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, shout out to Robin Williams.
Always shout out to Robin Williams. That man is-
Nobody said Goodwill Hunting.
It's not your fault.
That was a good
not
one.
that sad.
No, it's just one of my favorite movies ever. I love
good
it.
It's a sad
movie.
part.
It's a good
sad
movie.
part.
One of my
It's
favorite
not
movies
that
ever.
sad.
Just because you didn't cry until end of watch.
Guys, thanks for coming on. Joy, this was a pleasant surprise.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Rye, lovely.
You guys are welcome back whenever.
You guys can come on again.
It was a
We'll talk
goddamn
about-
pleasure. Yo, let's do it.
We'll talk Colts. For everybody out there listening, we love yous. For everybody who hates us, we love yous too. Till then, until next episode,